Welcome to the stream, everyone. We'll be on the air in less than a minute. It's our top of the hour break.
Would-be attacker. As soon as next week, adjusted COVID vaccines could be available. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky granted final approval to vaccines from Moderna and Pfizer concocted to attack the latest Omicron variants. This is ABC News.
Here we go.
At the United States Postal Service, we deliver packages fast and affordably.
Everyone should be wearing their MAGA hats today.
When they need it. We're delivering for one-stop shops, mom and pops, pop-ups, startups, retail, wholesale, large scale, small biz, big box, customers, customizers. So no matter what business you're in, we'll always be delivering for you. USPS, delivering for America. Learn more at USPS.com/delivery.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, welcome to the program, everyone. Oh, man, I did something last night that I don't think I've ever done before. Maybe I haven't, I've forgotten, but I did something last night I cannot recall doing before. I don't think I've done this before. I actually watched a Biden speech. Oh, man, and was it a doozy. Welcome to the program, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 45 years on the radio this year. And I'm wearing my Make America Great Again hat. This is my favorite one. I have a whole bunch of MAGA hats and Trump DeSantis hats and everything else. But this particular hat has been seen in person by the eyes of Donald Trump himself about half a dozen times, just, well, literally inches away from President Trump. So I always like this one, and anytime I'm wearing this Make America Great Again hat, I feel like a little smarter. It's almost like the hat of wisdom, I call it, my MAGA hat. So that Trump wisdom coming down. But let me tell you, that speech last night was insane. Insane. You know what I wonder, and I'll throw this out to you because I know everyone's talking about the image behind in front of Independence Hall, which I've been to, and it's a great place to visit, Independence Hall in Philadelphia. But I can't help but ask myself over and over again about that red lighting behind him that made it look as if he was giving a speech from hell. Do you think that was done on purpose, that red lighting? What I mean is, obviously there's no one in Biden's orbit that has a lick of sense about them, or they would not have allowed that speech to happen, which I'll talk about as we go on. But that lighting, it kind of looks to me like it was like a signal from someone. You know, like I'll give you an example of what I mean, people doing things. Annie Leibovitz, the celebrity photographer, big liberal, and she has a history of photographing Republicans and making them look awful. When John McCain was running against Obama in 2008, Annie Leibovitz did a John McCain photo spread. Do you remember this? And she did it from odd angles with strange lighting, and he looked like Satan. Remember that? We talked about it at the time. Not just us, everyone. That McCain and Annie Leibovitz made him look like the devil. And you can go and look those photographs up probably and see what I'm talking about. And what she was doing was not an accident. She's a top photographer. She understands angles and lighting and everything else. And it was a very interesting thing that liberal Annie Leibovitz did to John McCain, making him look like the devil. And the same thing happened to Joe Biden with that red lighting behind him last night. He looked like Satan, on top of the angry rhetoric. And that was, it was a scary speech, no getting around it. But it seems to me that there's someone who put that red lighting back there almost as like a bat signal to make him look like what he is. That was something. But you know, that speech last night was, at first it was frightening as I was watching it. And then it was just strange. And then anger coming from him, rage coming from him. And for not a single person around him to be able to go to him and say, wait a minute, this is not a good idea, tells you this about that entire speech. The bubble that Joe Biden lives in, it's a bubble, not a lot gets in except Trump hate and depends, but that bubble that Joe Biden is in, they are so consumed with hatred of Donald Trump, they can't see reality. Let me give you an example of what I mean. The speech was awful. It was not a policy speech. It was not an event in this country. It was just, let me get out there and get this hate off my chest towards Donald Trump and the 80 million plus people who support him, declaring them extremists. You disagree with me, you're an extremist. And, you know, that speech, I don't want you to misunderstand what I'm saying about this, but if January 6th had happened the day before or that morning, and there was an incident, and he came out and gave a speech like that, it would be outrageous, but at least there'd be an incident that he was responding to. Do you understand what I mean? This speech last night of Joe Biden's, there was no happening. It was just like, we hate Donald Trump and we're going to get out there and we're going to let the world know again. We have to get this out. There was not a incident for him to be responding to. It's very strange. Very strange that no one around him stopped it. And I thought it was also interesting that Fox News chose not to carry it. It looks as if only CNN and MSNBC carried the speech, which means not very many people watched it. I think a lot of people were waiting for it and didn't see it. I knew Fox wasn't carrying it just by watching the end of Jesse Waters, so I did go and watch it in its entirety over on CNN Live, and I wanted to experience it live. I didn't want to watch it later, and I was laying in bed watching it. Steve called me like 10 minutes in. He's like, "Where's Biden?" Because he had Tucker on. And I'm like, "Really? I didn't, you know, I just, yeah, I'm over on CNN, watching it on CNN." So the reaction to the speech is varied. I kept CNN on because they had this panel discussing it. Did any of you catch it? S.E. Cupp, who's a Glenn Beck discovery, was on the CNN panel. She looked like she was drunk or high. S.E. Cupp, I don't watch CNN too much. I've been monitoring it in and out the last couple weeks since the Mar-a-Lago break-in. But S.E. Cupp had these strange facial expressions. Her mannerisms were bizarre. Drunk or high is the only way I could describe that type of behavior, or maybe both. I've never seen anything. She's like a tweaker. Did any of you catch that on CNN, by the way? So listen, it is Friday, which means it's open phones on Friday. Anything and everything you have on your mind is fair game to discuss on the program at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday here. So anything and everything you have on your mind is fair game on Friday's show. It is open phones. But I am curious to hear your thoughts and your analysis on this very, very disturbing Biden speech last night. You know, Independence Hall is a special place in this country. Have any of you ever been there? It's a special place in this country. And I've been there, and it's cool. It's really a cool place to go. And a lot of what's in there is original, including some of the paint on the walls is the original paint that was there when the founders were there. They peeled back the paint, or at least that's what they tell you. The furniture, that's another thing. The redcoats burned all the furniture, but it's like it was back then. And it's a special place in this country. And you know, when you have someone standing in front of the building where America was born, Independence Hall, while they're taking away your liberties, that's a major psych operation. oh, if we're in front of Independence Hall, they won't think we're taking their liberties away. But that's exactly what Joe Biden was threatening to do last night, take away your liberties. I'll tell you what, there are more MAGA people today than there were yesterday. I promise you that. How could you watch that and not be disturbed? How could you watch that and not be disgusted? You know, I don't care for liberals too much, but I would never talk about jailing them and their leaders just because they disagree with us. I might not like them. They might tick me off. I might feel sorry for them. I do know they're disturbed liberals. They're pretty sick. Project Veritas has a great new series out on the education system. But I wouldn't suggest putting these people in jail forever because they disagree with us. So callers on hold, stand by on this open MAGA Mike Friday. Open phones here on the program every Friday morning. But I hope, even though it's open phones, I hope to hear a lot of opinions on that speech last night. All right, our number, toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. There is only one opening on the board. So callers on hold, stand by, because you may have a difficult time getting back in later in the program. 1-888-465-2631. My name is Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this. You may have a difficult time getting back in later in the program. 1-888-465-2631. My name is Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-CANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
Yes, you can touch the Liberty Bell.
A sniffle here and a sneeze there. Your first thought is what? Uh-oh, I'm coming down with something. But did you ever think you might not be sick? You might have an allergy. Find out and have your allergy.
Good morning, everyone. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. And everyone, please like the video.
Lab test now of Boca. Any lab test now of Coral Springs is located at 955 North University Drive on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood by the Coral Square Mall. Give them a call, 954-906.
Yeah, I had a hard time going to sleep last night. That was really upsetting. I really did have a tough time going to sleep.
Is in the Sandalfoot Plaza. That's where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto and north of Hillsboro. Call them at 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. They will test for both environmental and food allergies. No appointment is necessary. But make sure you mention you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
Hey, it's John Tesh. Are you a sales professional looking to take your career to the next level? Join the sales team of one of the fastest growing radio stations in Palm Beach County. We're looking for a self-motivated closer to join the ranks and be a part of not only the most fun radio group in South Florida, but the one that pays the highest commissions. Email your resume to jobs@vcmglive.com. You could be a part of a great industry that's fun and has a six-figure income potential. So if you're a sales professional who has worked in the advertising sales industry or a recent college graduate looking to start your career, email your resume to jobs@vcmglive.com. A great job with the highest radio sales commissions in Palm Beach County awaits you. VCMG is an equal opportunity employer.
An honest auto mechanic.
We've got about a minute to go. We'll be back.
Exist, but one does. Eddie at Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca will never do a repair on your vehicle that your vehicle doesn't need. He works on all makes and models, new, old, classic cars, even hybrids. Champagne Automotive Repair is the official mechanic of the Steve Kane Show. Call 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101. And make sure you tell him you heard about him on the Steve Kane Show.
Think you might have COVID? Have you come into contact with someone who is sick? Are you traveling and need a COVID test? Same-day PCR testing is available at any lab test now of Coral Springs on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood near the Coral Square Mall. Open Monday through Saturday. No appointment necessary.
Why choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because our Sleep Number 360 smart bed is really smart. It senses your movement and automatically adjusts to help keep you both comfortable. Plus, it's temperature balancing so you stay cool. It's even smart enough to know exactly how long, how well, and when you slept. Our smart sleepers get 28 minutes more restful sleep per night. Sleep Number takes care of the science. All you have to do is sleep. Don't miss our Labor Day weekend special where all smart beds are on sale. Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Labor Day. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, we are back, and Steve Kane and I will be here live on Monday, Labor Day, discussing the events from the Trump rally, which is tomorrow night. So make sure you're here with us on Monday morning. We will be with you live. Callers on hold, stand by. I want to talk a bit about Mike Lindell and MyPillow, and there's just any special you see at mypillow.com you could take advantage of with our promo code KANE at checkout, KANE. Not just the ones I talk about here on the radio. You can take advantage of all of them with our promo code KANE. But I want to just talk a moment about the 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper, which Mike Lindell is offering at the lowest price ever. And this is for a limited time, meaning when they start to run out of some of the mattress sizes and start to, maybe even run low, they'll discontinue the special. That's how the specials go. They only keep the specials going while they have a full inventory. And the 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper will change your life. If you're not sleeping the way that you think you should sleep at night, a 3-inch mattress topper from MyPillow can change your life. We got it because my wife was suffering from back pain. After one night, her back pain was gone and didn't return. And last week, one of our listeners called in to tell us her story about her MyPillow mattress topper that she got for herself. Listen.
Okay, I wanted to reiterate about my pillow mattress cover. I broke my back when I was 18 and had a lot of trouble sleeping. I'm 61 now, so it just had a lot of pain. This mattress cover has made all the difference in the world. This is wonderful. I've actually bought my daughter-in-law, not my daughter-in-law, but my daughter and son-in-law one. My husband has one because we sleep in twin beds.
Wow, that's amazing. She loved it so much. It helped her so much. She got a 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper for her husband and for her daughter and son-in-law. They're that good. And right now, they're 50% off when you use the promo code KANE at checkout. That's right, 50% off when you use our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. All right, let's go to the phones. Open phones today. Open MAGA Mike Friday. But I'm hoping, even though you can talk about anything you have on your mind on Fridays, I'm really hoping to hear from you all your thoughts on this god-awful soul of the nation speech Biden gave last night. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Brian. It's Vanessa from Indiana.
Hey, Vanessa.
It's been several months. Now, I was going to say now, I've got the 3-inch topper, and I love it. It stays right where it's supposed to. It's got the straps. I can unzip it and wash the cover. It's perfect, and my nights are much better since I got it.
Well, great.
So,
thanks.
I watched your demonstration after you and your wife bought yours.
That's right.
Ordered mine. Yep, I ordered mine right after that, and I simply love it.
Well, that's great.
Here now.
Well, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. I think Trump has come out and said something about this horrible speech that Biden gave. I did not listen to it. I can't stand the man. But
Biden, not Trump. Yeah, President Trump, he posted on Truth Social. A couple times. I'll read one of the things he wrote. Donald Trump posted this on Truth Social. If you look at the words and meaning of the awkward and angry Biden speech tonight, he threatened America, including with the possible use of military force. He must be insane or suffering from late-stage dementia. That was President Trump on Truth Social after the speech.
Both. He's absolutely crazy. How could he, even if he's a puppet, which I believe he's a puppet for the deep state or something, that wasn't his words, but how could he stand up there and believe what he's even saying? What a mess.
Well, Democrats have always been this way. They've just kept it hidden. The Civil War really is the Democrat insurrection against the United States government. And someone won, Abraham Lincoln, that they didn't want to win, so what did they do? They tried to form their own country and fired on Fort Sumter, and 500,000 Americans died in the Democrat insurrection. And I've always kind of been of the belief that the Democrat insurrection has never ended.
Yes. And And I love Louis Gohmert's speech on the floor when he said we should have done away with the Democrats.
Frosty, welcome as a new member.
Even back then.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Did you watch it last night?
No, I can't stand Biden. I won't watch.
Well, that's the thing. It was on low-rated CNN and low-rated MSNBC. Not that many people saw it. If it wasn't on Fox, it wasn't on the networks. The networks, even though it's rerun season, chose not to air it. And I have a sense that there's regret among liberal pundits about that speech last night. I think it's backfired on them and was a complete disaster, even by their own measure.
Yeah, I just cast my phone to the TV and I'll watch Rab or Mike Lindell or mainstream. I won't even watch Fox anymore. I'm done.
I get it. But sometimes things happen. I'm glad I watched it because as opposed to seeing,
that's important, but I can't stand it. I won't watch. I'm too old. I can't tolerate it.
Well, even CNN took issue with Biden having the Marines behind him while he gave this speech. Pretty scary.
Yeah, that I feel bad for those guys. They couldn't have believed one word of it.
I felt sorry for the Marines.
I did.
There's no way a United States Marine could be back there hearing what Biden was saying and supporting that.
I'm very close to a Marine right now, and he retired as captain because he wasn't going to put up with any of that mandatory.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, now they also have to be indoctrinated in critical race theory in the military.
At this point, yes. When he joined, no.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. In fact, I heard that they got a new campaign going on about the transgender business in the Marine Corps and all of the military.
Oh, sad.
Hey, listen, thanks for the call.
Thank you.
All right, take care. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. This is Richie.
Hey, Richie.
It was on C-SPAN.
Oh, who watches C-SPAN?
I put it on because I didn't see it on the networks. And I would put CNN on. But the thing is this. I watched two speeches. I watched the speech before by Kevin McCarthy, and I analyzed it. He's not the man for the job. He sits there with a smirky smile on his face, and he's the most boring human being I've ever seen.
Kevin McCarthy? Yeah.
No charisma whatsoever. We need somebody with fire in their belly. And then you get this guy that gets on TV, this creep. I don't even know how to this country's gone down the toilet bowl in less than 2 years. The leader of the toilet bowl was the guy you saw standing with a red background with two Marines threatening the United States. I never seen a president do this. Now I've seen political attacks when you attack the guy you're going against, but to attack the people, I've never seen.
Well, it's what I've been telling you guys this since January 7th that they're making a move to declare the MAGA movement a domestic hate group. And that speech last night, it reminded me of the speech that President George W. Bush gave after 9/11 about Al-Qaeda and the Taliban.
Yeah, you know, one thing you can say about President Biden, and I don't even want to call him president, commander and divider. The one thing you can say is he never spoke in a tone like that to the Iranians, to the Chinese, to the Russians, only to the Americans. If you don't think that this guy has declared war on this country, economically, mentally, everything, and he did something that was awful. A lot of times on the radio, you say you can't say that on the radio. And you're right. But you can't say what he said to America on a platform that he has.
Well, he just declared 80+ million Americans criminals last night.
Criminals, terrorists, white supremacists. We go on and on. He didn't stop one time. He said it a bunch of times. And he's actually stoking violence, which is terrible. I mean,
it's called inciting, is what they're trying to do. Yeah, that's why all MAGA people need to be calm, cool, and collected. Don't take their bait. Hey, Richie, I got to run for our break, but thanks for the call. Call us on hold, stand by. It is open phones, always on Friday on the program. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig, back after this. There's open phones always on Friday on the program. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Back after this.
Radio great again. I think you're gonna really love it. It's The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Steve Kane Show. Hold on. Steve Kane Show, hold on. Just reading a couple articles here during the break. Steve Kane Show. Hold on. Steve Kane Show. Hold on. Wow. I'm just reading some articles. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Everyone like the video. Let me... Yep. Unreal. Just reading some articles on what people are saying. I was just looking over what CNN was saying. It's crazy. Crazy. The CNN analysis is on another planet. Where is everybody watching from? Let me know. Like city or state or country. Just curious. Like I'm in Florida. You know, that's specific enough. Oh, Philly. Oh, you're right down the street. Northern Ireland, UK Neil, that's right.
It's hurricane season, and if you have a wet spot on your ceiling, you have a leak in your roof.
Australia, Victoria, Australia, awesome. Well, more people from Australia, that's amazing.
Small leaks turn into medium leaks, and medium leaks turn into
Canada.
problems. Call licensed contractor Todd LaPorta for a free roof inspection. 954
We're national and worldwide here.
4602, and tell him Steve Kane sent you.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show, celebrating 45 years on the air.
Yes, we are back. It's the Steve Kane Show. Callers on hold, stand by. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. Another thing about that speech last night, it was obviously hateful and dangerous and all that rhetoric, but it was also rather random. Let me give you an example to take it away from the speech. Because what I mean is there wasn't an incident that inspired it. If this had been the day after January 6th, I wouldn't agree with it. I'd think what I'm thinking now, but at least there'd be an incident. I'll give you an example. Once, many years ago, when I first started working with Steve, people contact me sometimes that want to be guests on the show. Well, not sometimes, all the time. And 99.9999999 you never want to talk to. But I remember once I got contacted by this group called the La Leche League. And they were an activist organization that advocated for the right of mothers to breastfeed their children in public. And they contacted us to come on the show. And I said, Steve, these lactating women want to come on the show and talk about breastfeeding. And he's like, what are we going to talk to them about? It's too generic. He said, like, if there had been a breastfeeding, lactating woman thrown off a bus or kicked out of a restaurant for breastfeeding her baby, then we'd have an issue to talk about. Just to bring in lactating women to talk about breastfeeding is a little too random. It doesn't make sense. That's what this speech was like last night. Just out of the blue, they came and did this. Very strange, very strange. All right, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Ford. I'm calling from Tampa Bay.
Hey, Ford.
This guy repeated our democracy's being damaged, our democracy, like about 20 times. It's another example of them repeat a lie enough and people start believing the lie. We don't live in a democracy. We live in a constitutional republic. And he's nuts. He's senile.
Yeah, but it's not just... listen, Biden couldn't even walk away from the podium alone. Jill Biden had to hold him up, right? This isn't Biden going on his own and doing this. Everyone around him thought this was a great idea, and that speech was written by someone. It was rehearsed. You know, the pundits on MSNBC and CNN were standing by to defend it afterwards. There's a big orbit of people around him, hundreds of people, who thought that was a great idea.
Yeah, he was inside that little plastic cage. Did you see those little plastic guards that had around him?
All right, I don't want to talk about stupid things like that. All right, let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, good morning. My name is Maria.
Hi, Maria.
Yes, that speech last night, disgusting, terrified, disgrace as a commander-in-chief and go out there and insult the whole America because we don't support what you did. First of all, let me make it clear to all the MAGA people out there, all Trump supporters, all Americans, do not start any fight with them. You go out there and you vote. This is how you do it. Get involved with voting. Get many people you can go vote. come out there with thousands and thousands of people in vote. My message to Joe Biden and his cabinet, and you might as well say Barack Obama and his team, do not think you're going to get away with what you and what you've done to us. We will not forget what you did to us.
Yeah, that was, well, you know, when I first was watching that speech, you know, I was talking about before I took when we came out of the break, before I went to the phones, before I took Ford's call from Tampa, there wasn't an incident or a happening for him to be responding to with that speech. I almost expected in that speech for him to say that that President Trump had been arrested. It just seemed like so intense and so serious just to make a generic speech that they hate us. Okay, we get it. But just out of the blue without a happening, I kept waiting for the part where he said that he ordered or signed off on the arrest of President Trump, who was being held in a detention center somewhere. It just seemed so weird, didn't it? That it just out of the blue he came and gave that speech?
Yeah. What he's trying to do, because I've seen the Marines are behind him, and what really tricked me off when he had the red colors behind him, and he keeps saying he said our democracy. Dude, we don't have a democracy. We have a constitution, Republican constitution. You need to stop talking about democracy, because you are, to me, as that he is the one divided us. He is the
well. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to make this clear once and for all.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know, the thing about what he said last night, don't get bogged down on a constitutional republic and all that stuff. That's too cerebral, too much in the head of what is going on here. Because where they're coming from isn't that deep. Where they're coming from is just hate. You know, Democrats, I learned this over the years dealing with Democrats. Democrats believe that they're right and that everyone who disagrees with them are wrong and should be locked up. What he said last night, the Democrats have always believed. They just kept it quiet. And, you know, they've taken the Democrats and the media and these never-Trumpers have taken some satisfaction in Sarah Palin losing that race, that special election in Alaska, as if that's some measure of things. They have this weird system that no one understands when it comes to Alaska, okay, that no one understands. And I remember after the Trump rally in Alaska a few weeks back, I was watching some of the local commentators in Alaska talk about the races. And they said that a lot of Alaskans are angry at Sarah Palin for resigning. Donald Trump never gives up, and a lot of MAGA Alaskans are pissed off at her for leaving the governor's office. And she probably left because she had an opportunity then to make millions upon millions of dollars, and it was difficult for her to make that money while she was governor, so she resigned. I used to think that what she said was the truth, that she was being harassed so much by the Democrats in Alaska she resigned, but I think she did it to make money. So Sarah Palin was not the favorite to win that at all. And I know the media are spinning this. Oh, look, primaries aren't the same as winning the general election. The Sarah Palin example doesn't apply to anything. But here's the deal, okay? Here's the deal. The reason that they did that last night, the Biden people, every once in a while you'll hear someone on television talk about the internals. The polls that you and I see, like if I go to Real Clear Politics and get those polls, or I'm watching cable news and they're talking about a poll, or I'm reading an article online and they cite a poll, those are not real scientific polls. Those are all push polls. Push polls meaning to push you in a certain direction. They want you to think some way. All those polls are not real polls. The internals are true scientific polls that we never see, that only the parties and the candidates see. Okay? And they are scientifically accurate polls. And their true scientifically accurate polls tell them in the midterms they're going to be obliterated, completely obliterated. And it scared them. And that's why they came out. They're going to be obliterated. The polls are telling them this. If they didn't, they would just let Donald Trump go down and defeat and have a massive... Now, we're not going to win every race, okay, in the midterms. You can't have that kind of standard. That's crazy. But I think we're going to win more than we think. Joe Biden and the people around him are too scared. If their internal polls that we never will see and never see look like Trump was going to have a wave of defeat and there was going to be a blue wave and a red flush as opposed to a blue flush and a red tsunami, they wouldn't have done that. Because if Donald Trump in these midterm elections suffers a major... Now again, we're not going to win every race, but if he suffered a major defeat of his endorsements around the country, they wouldn't have to go after him still. He would lose a lot of his influence, a lot of his power if he had a massive wave of defeat. And their polls are telling them that's not what's going to happen. That's it, right? Our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Now again, on Fridays it is open phones. Anything and everything you have on your mind is fair game on Fridays. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday here on the program. Our number is toll-free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. My name is Brian Craig. Callers on hold, stand by. I will get to your calls after the break. You were listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. That's right. And don't forget, watch me on YouTube, Brian Craig on YouTube. I live stream on the radio here on YouTube with a very opinionated chat room. Brian Craig on YouTube. Back after this. YouTube, Brian Craig on YouTube. I live stream on the radio here on YouTube with a very opinionated chat room. Brian Craig on YouTube. Back after this.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
Florida Luxury Cabinets is your local cabinet showroom, right? In Boca Raton, specializing in custom cabinets and countertops, providing luxury design and installation, each style embodying a distinct character and a vibe that's unique to your personality and style. Stop to our showroom at Florida Luxury Cabinets, your free consultation. Florida Luxury Cabinets, 2621 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. Call 561-646-8560. That's 561-646-8560.
Do you suffer from knee pain? Have you been told that you have bone-on-bone or need a knee replacement? Have you been told that you have osteoarthritis? Well, then come see us at Lighthouse Medical Center. We have non-surgical solutions that include rehab and injections that can prevent you from having to have surgery or prolong the surgery. We've been in practice for 75 years in South Florida. You don't have to live in pain any longer. 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642.
Okay, so how crazy are these gas prices right now, right? I mean, I filled up my car the other day, and I thought for that price, I could buy a couple of pairs of Skechers and pretty much walk everywhere. Plus, unlike gas, not only is Skechers affordable, they also last really long. Relax fit, wide fit, arch fit, plus so many other fits and features. Find the perfect pair of Skechers at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Even buying a new mattress? Don't. Go right now to mypillow.com and order your 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper for 50% off. But you've got to use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout at mypillow.com. This is the lowest price ever. It comes in all mattress sizes, from twin all the way up to California King, and every size in between. Go to mypillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout.
COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too. If you feel symptoms, even if they're mild, you should test fast. Test positive and at high risk for severe COVID-19, then act
Oh my
fast.
goodness.
Authorized oral treatments that can be taken at home and must be taken within 5 days from when symptoms begin. COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too by asking your healthcare provider if an oral treatment is right for you. Learn about a treatment option at treatcv19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
Women, you know menopause is no fun, but there is help available for your menopause symptoms with Dr. Mitch Matez at the Biostation West El Rey. Hormone replacement pellet therapy will 100% stop and reverse the signs and symptoms of menopause. Mood swings gone. Night sweats gone. Vaginal dryness reversed. You'll get your sex drive back too. Call Dr. Mitch Matez for a free consultation. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right. We are back. There is only one opening on the board. Steve is joining us. You with us, Steve?
I am with you.
Oh, my. Oh, you're too close to the mic. You got to back off a little bit there. Okay. Now, before... No, it did not work. It did not work. Before we get started, though, call us on hold. Stand by. There is only one opening on the board at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. You know, I want to just take a moment to tell everyone about Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting, who not only gave you a new roof, Steve, but basically rebuilt your whole house because you did not do what we tell people to do in our commercials for Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. When you see a wet spot on your ceiling, you have a leak in your roof, and if you ignore it, you'll end up like Steve. And here we are in hurricane season. Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting, not only will he never sell you a roof you do not need. If you would have called when you had that first wet spot on the ceiling, you probably would have just needed a simple repair. And oh yeah, you have a beautiful new roof, and the rebuilt house looks spectacular. But you could have saved all that expense and trouble if you'd have called Tom Laporta with the first wet spot. Now, one of our listeners called in the other day, and she did just that. Listen.
Hey, Brian. Just wanted to call and let you know we had Tom Laporta come, an emergency, because of a leak we had in our roof, and he came almost immediately. He's a great guy, and he's going to do a great job for us. So thank you so much for recommending him. Love your show.
Wow, came out right away. Give Tom Laporta a call. He's a good MAGA guy, and this number rings directly to his cell phone. Now listen, no matter where you are in the state of Florida, Tom Laporta can help. Also, he can do any type of roof. Any type of roofing material you have on your home, he can do it. But he can also do any type of structure, not just homes, commercial properties, warehouses.
General contractor, excellent.
That's right.
I think we're going to add a room to the house.
Oh, he can do that too.
That's our next project. He does it all.
Yeah, he can do that too. So no matter where you are in the state of Florida, he can help with any type of structure as well. As long as it has a roof. It has to have a roof for him to help, but he can handle it, all right? His number, 954-604-4602, 954-604-4602, and online, LaportaContracting.com. All right, there's only one opening on the board. Steve joining us early today, and we're even though it's open phones, I'm hoping to hear mostly from people talking about this disgusting speech last night.
Well, it was shocking. It was terrifying. It was beyond anything I'd even anticipated. And I don't put a lot past Joe Biden, but first of all, he is surrounded by, this is the other thing about Joe Biden. Not only is he stupid, but he is surrounded by stupid people. I'll give you a perfect example. I mean, you don't have to be I have a background in theater and stuff like that, and I've directed plays, and I know a little bit about what's involved in production. The people around Joe Biden last night, the audience, which you could hear clapping during, in the predictable punchlines where they're supposed to clap, it sounded like there was, actually it was true, there were about 14 people in the audience. Now, if I'm producing that show, and I've got an audience of 14, I don't set it up with a crowd and applause in the back because it sounds like there are 14 people watching. You do it at a desk or something. You minimize the impact of the small audience, but not Joe Biden's advisors.
Yeah.
Every time they took a break, there was like 14 people going like this. I mean, it was pathetic. That's just dumb.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, and they had one guy who kept going, woo, 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 in the back every time he said something like he was at a football game. It was very strange. Did you hear that guy?
It was a disaster.
But, I was callers on hold, stand by. We're going to go to your calls. I just want to say one thing. I was talking to Maria earlier before the bottom of the hour break, and it looked like there was no happening, there was no incident, but it sounded like he was building up, and I thought he was going to announce that he had signed off on an order to arrest President Trump and he was in custody. It was a really out-of-the-blue speech There wasn't. If this speech were on January 7th, it would have been bad, but at least there would have been an incident that happened. All that happened here is they're in this bowl of Trump hate, and they came out to get it off their chest. I think the speech will go down as a big mistake. Big mistake.
So you would think so, but it's incredible. I remember when during the primaries, when remember who is the black senator from one of the Carolinas?
Well, there's only one black Republican senator, right? Is Scott?
This is a Democrat.
Oh, I don't know.
Who supports Biden, and all of a sudden Biden swept into the nomination at the last.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Congressman. I just forgotten his name, as you mentioned. He's a House member. Yeah, I know who. I can't think of his name offhand.
When it appeared very obvious at the end that Biden was going to be the nominee, I laughed. I said, "You're
He
kidding."
cost $1 a pair. I don't care.
No contest. There's
$1.
no way you can even put up a credible fight.
Yeah.
I laughed, but the laugh was up to me in the end, because not only did by hook or by crook, mostly by crook, he not only
I buy
got
them.
the nomination,
I buy them in
he won
bulk.
the presidency.
Mm.
So I don't put it, nothing is impossible.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, listen, there's only one opening, as I said, at 1-888-GO-CANE-1, and let's just go to the phones and see what the audience has to say. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Ken from Jupiter.
Hey, Ken.
Hey, I have to agree with you. I heard what you said a little bit earlier. This speech is focused around hate. This is the flailing of a party that's desperate at this point. They've exhausted everything possible, and his handlers that put together his speech basically wanted to alienate half of the country. I mean, they focused their energy on not any outside foreign sources that are putting us in danger. They focused on the United States. They focused on people that disagree with them.
Yeah, you know, what I was talking about earlier, caller, is that they must have internal polls that show they're going to be just wiped out. Because the speech was too random. It was too random. I'll tell you what, if this speech were it would have been just as bad, but if it was the day after the break-in of Mar-a-Lago, there would have been an incident he was responding to, right? Nothing's happened. He just came out of the blue and unloaded like this. It was very odd.
He was revealing the theme of his campaign.
Yeah, it was more than that. It's more than that. It was more than that, because he's not running for 2 years, Steve. There was something more than that. There's something going on with them that we don't understand. It was too irrational.
I agree. I think what you're seeing is this party, who has been structured on hate, I mean, their Freudian slip is showing. They have exhausted everything, and now they want to, I don't know, scapegoat others for their failings.
Yeah.
Not their awful policies, not the things that they failed at. I mean, let's take the focus away from our horrible policies. Let's put the focus on those that oppose us, and we'll get our sycophants to get all riled up. This is a huge mistake in my opinion.
Now, I want to throw this out. I know hardly anyone watches CNN anyway, and certainly in our audience. But I watched the analysis on CNN last night, and S.E. Cupp looked like she was drunk and high. She was like a tweaker in that panel last night. But if anybody saw that, I'm not kidding. I'm not. She was really off. But this is Andrew McCabe. Remember, he was Trump fired him right before his pension. And this was him on CNN right after the speech. Listen to this, Andy McCabe.
He made a direct plea to have violence out of politics. There is no place for violence in politics, he says. He referenced the fact that you can't be an insurrectionist and be for democracy. For the people who are in law enforcement and to an extent are caught in the middle of this, is this something they want to hear?
Now here comes McCabe.
No question. People in law enforcement and people within, I think, government more broadly want to hear national political figures, to include, of course, the president, to come out and absolutely call out political violence, everything from local school board officials to local election officials to my own former colleagues at the FBI. No place in our country right now. They sense very personally and daily the rising tide of threats that they face, and I think those things will be taken positively. On the other hand, I think people would like to have seen a bit more references to accountability. There really wasn't much talk about what we're doing about those insurrectionists. It was merely calling out the fact that nobody should support an insurrection. So I think it's a positive moment for those folks in law enforcement and in government, but maybe would have liked to have seen more as well.
Okay, it didn't go far enough, but the reason I played that, Andrew McCabe, because you might hear that and say, oh, that's not that interesting. No, did you hear what he said? You know, Biden thought he was JFK last night. You thought that was a JFK kind of speech? And what JFK is famous for a lot of things, but about dedicating your life to public service, what Andrew McCabe was talking about is we are government servants. That, you know what I mean? That these school boards, that's Loudoun County he referenced, and members of Congress and federal law enforcement, it's their country. And we serve them. It's supposed to be the other way around. I thought that was a very revealing piece of sick, twisted analysis from Andrew McCabe on CNN. And nobody, of course, on that panel did anything but agree with it.
I mean, what party has been, putting a war against the men and women in blue? I mean, with the defund the police, I've taken away, prosecuting police officers. They're trying to do their job and putting all sorts of restraints on how they can do it. How come there's so many police officers, those in the military, that are like, this administration is just...
Well, listen, we're in Florida, so we're in a different area, but Project Veritas was almost arrested in Connecticut for doing some reporting the other day. You get into these liberal places, the cops are liberals. They're, like Richie the bus driver is a bus driver. They're just public servants, liberal public servants into it for the pension. Just because someone's a cop doesn't mean that they see the reality. Most of them are liberal hacks.
I agree with you. And it's typically the ones that, as far as the upper echelon, those are appointed by the Democrats.
I know, the ones that went through the doors of Mar-a-Lago weren't the upper echelon. Hey, listen, thanks for the call from Jupiter. All right, we gotta run for the break, but that's the tip of Palm Beach County, and that's what Don Jr. lives in Jupiter. All right, listen, we're going to take our break for the top of the hour. Only one opening on the board where Jupiter was. Callers on hold, stand by. Open phones on Friday. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Steve with us early. Don't go anywhere. Back after this break. The board where Jupiter was. Callers on hold, stand by. Open phones on Friday. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Steve with us early. Don't go anywhere. Back after this break.
The new Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 is here.
Just let me hear some of that rock and roll.
WWNN Pompano Beach, a VCMG live radio station. Now, here's the True Oldies weather forecast.
Good morning, everyone. I'm first warning meteorologist Vanessa Vinette from WPBF 25 News. Feels like temperatures today will be reaching the upper 90s. Plenty of sunshine. And a 30% chance of inland showers and thunderstorms once again firing up west of the highways after 12 o'clock this afternoon. Looking much better after sunset after 5 and 6 with those temperatures dropping into the upper 80s.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the community, have a laugh with some funny memes, and keep in touch with other good time Oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida. True Oldies. Traffic check.
Multi-vehicle crash on the Glades right now on Seminole Pratt Windy Road at Valencia Boulevard and Lake Worth Road. A crash lingers on Hypolux over at Military Trail. As for the major expressways, we're still incident-free, moving up the speed from Boca Raton to Jupiter, but look out for a disabled vehicle blocking the right shoulder on I-95 heading northbound just before Okeechobee Boulevard. We're also seeing some more volume on Jog Road north and southbound between La Chalet Boulevard and Hypolux. So in Deerfield Beach, we also have a multi-vehicle crash causing some two-way delay along Southwest 10th Street approaching 95. This report is sponsored by Discover. We could talk about how complicated other banks make it to redeem credit card rewards, or we could talk about how with Discover you can redeem your rewards for cash in any amount at any time. Talk about amazing. Learn more at discover.com/redeem rewards. Terms apply. That's Draft. I'm Chris Barr.
Here's your True Oldies ABC News update.
ABC News now, I'm Richard Cantu. At Independence Hall, Philadelphia last night.
As I stand here tonight, quality and democracy are under assault. We do ourselves no favor to pretend otherwise.
President Biden delivering his Soul of the Nation speech, calling on Americans to reject Trumpism.
MAGA forces are determined to take this country backwards to an America where there is no right to choose, no right to privacy, no right to contraception, no right to marry who you love.
And defeated with the ballot box. Cristina Fernandez, former Argentine president and current vice president, survived an apparent assassination attempt. The would-be assassin's gun jammed. She was not hurt. Security officers quickly subdued the would-be.
Yeah, someone asked me, I buy these glasses in bulk because I leave them everywhere. They break all the time. So I've got so many of these laying around the house.
The vaccines from Moderna and Pfizer concocted to attack the latest Omicron variant. This is ABC News.
At the United States Postal Service, we deliver packages fast and affordably, so you can get your customers what they want when they need it. We're delivering for one-stop shops, mom and pops, pop-ups, startups, retail, wholesale, large scale, small biz, big box, customers, customizers. So no matter what business you're in, we'll always be delivering for you. USPS, delivering for America. Learn more at USPS.com/deliver.
Opinions are like apples. Everyone's got one. Get yours in The Steve Kane Show.
All right, we are back. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Steve joining us. I was trying to get you during the break, Steve, but that's it was me. I'm going to give up. So when there's problems during the show, it's just going to have to wait. No, I need to talk to you. Anyway, we have a full board of calls, so it is open phones on Fridays. Open MAGA Mike Friday, we call it. So anything and everything you have on your mind is fair game on Fridays, but as yeah, that's not why I was calling. But those of you on hold, again, it's open phones, anything you have on your mind, but I'm really hoping to hear your thoughts and opinions on the most frightening speech ever given by a president of the United States ever last night.
One of the earlier callers pointed this out, talk about the geniuses that surround Biden. Whose idea was it to put the two Marine guards up there? I don't know. I mean, maybe just being honest.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you about the guards. Maybe they thought, listen, this guy could hardly walk out there. He had to have his... I love how CNN... Oh, there's Dr. Biden. She's a doctor of English lit or something. Give me a break, But she had to walk him out, and she had to walk him back after. He couldn't walk alone. And they spend a lot of time trying to make you think he's with it and presidential. So I guess they think I'm surprised, the Marines, maybe they think it makes him look presidential. I don't know. Whose idea was it to make, with the red light, to make it look like he was giving a speech from hell?
From hell?
Yeah.
Well, in a way, it was.
Yeah. All right. Full board of calls. Let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
JP from Texas.
Hey, JP.
Hey, man. I think they must have had Joe Biden on Ritalin or some kind of methamphetamines or something last night for him to get through the speech, number one. But one of the things that is really crazy is most of his base hate America anyway and want to destroy it. So it's really ironic that he comes out with this real patriotic speech like he's some kind of American statesman.
Yeah. With that laugh, it sounds like you're on something. That was kind of a little demonic laugh. Well, the Democrats... when I was younger, I would hear a lot of Republicans, like during the Reagan era and the Bush era, talk about liberals describing them as the hate America first crowd. And that's kind of faded away, but people don't say that too much anymore. But it is true, isn't it? I mean, they're the hate America first crowd. They always have been.
Yeah, they're most of his base is anarchists.
Yes. Yeah, that's correct.
Anyway.
All right, take care. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, this is Joe from Weehawken.
Okay, Joe, what's up?
Brian, I was wondering if you could please look at...
You got it. The phone sounds like it's in your mouth. Only part I heard is you're trying to assign me lots of work, but I don't. What do you want me to research?
Story out of Jersey City, New Jersey. Councilwoman Amy the Guy hit and run.
No. What am I? Midnight Caller? Remember that show? What am I going to do? Go to New Jersey and become a detective? It is open phones, but it's not assign me investigative detective work on the streets of New Jersey.
You work. I just thought you might be interested. It's a huge story up north. She's a Democrat. She ran someone over and fled the scene.
Well, the last time I heard, I haven't heard that story, but the last time I heard of something like that happening, it was Ted Kennedy. And Ted Kennedy drove a car into the drink, allowed a woman to die of suffocation in an air pocket behind while he got together and with his buddies and said, "What about me?" And he was in the Senate for the rest of his life, even ran for president. So Democrats can run people over and kill them and commit vehicular manslaughter. Vehicular manslaughter, if you're a Democrat, it's not a prosecutable offense.
Kennedy is the bootleggers.
Yeah, okay. I get it, yep. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning, guys. This is Fred from Coral Springs.
Hey, Fred.
Hey, first of all, and this is real short because I don't want to tie things up this morning. I want to hear everybody else, and I don't want to rehash the first hour. Excellent interview with Rubio yesterday.
Thank you.
Now to my point for today. I think one of the things that is going to backfire is that, I'm 71 years old. My mother died about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And, he just called my mother trash last night.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people who are like maybe in their 40s or 50s, who may be a little more liberal, hear Biden speak last night and say to themselves, wait a minute, he's trashing my parents.
Mm-hmm.
That may motivate a lot of people to go out and vote.
See, I read things a little different. I agree. Everything you said is right on. I read things a little differently, though, about the speech last night. I mentioned this in the first hour. That red lighting, okay? That was insane, that red lighting. And red is MAGA, okay? Red is Republican, red is MAGA. I think I think that was kind of like a bat signal, a call for help, an SOS. It was a signal to us that not everybody around Biden is insane. That red light, I gave this example earlier with Annie Leibovitz. She took some photos of McCain when he was running against Obama in 2008, and she did something with the angles and the lighting to make him look like Satan. And it was talked about at the time. He looked like the devil. Annie Leibovitz did that on purpose. Another magazine did a similar thing to Sarah Palin. Whoever was involved in the lighting last night and setting the scene made it look like he was from the depths of hell on purpose as a signal with the red background. It made no sense. And the Marines were probably there as part of that. That was like somebody saying, we're not all with Biden back here. It was just the backdrop on Independence Hall he looked evil. Not just even if you weren't listening to what he was saying and just watching, he looked evil. That's not an accident.
This fear was from hell.
Yeah, and that wasn't an accident. Somebody did that to let us know that not everyone agrees with Biden. It was a signal.
All right, well, I appreciate it.
All right, take care. It was too bizarre, Steve. It was too bizarre. A lot of people are saying, why is he yelling? In Florida, about a third of the population have Alzheimer's or some other form of dementia, okay? People that are suffering from dementia, they yell because they think it makes them sound alert with it and filled with energy. And it comes out as an anger thing. I see this all the time at Publix, with older people, but it's the yelling is the dementia. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jeff from Maine, Brian.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, guys, that was just purely demonic. It was so evil, and I believe Brian's right. there was something behind that. There's no way they let that go on accident like that.
Yeah. No, it was too crazy. It was too crazy.
And all he's showing is divisiveness. There's nothing that's doing to unite us. In MAGA, we are more united than ever.
I'm going to amend one thing. Before you go on, Joe, I'm going to amend one thing I said because I was just thinking about it. The lighting was a signal, but the Marines, and I just think because you're a Marine, right? You've called him before. You're a Marine. The lighting was a signal from someone, but the Marines behind him was a threat to let us think about him having the military to use against us. In fact, if you remember, this was Biden's second speech in Pennsylvania this week. He talked a couple days ago, and he was talking about, you're going to uprise against the government with your Second Amendment? You're going to need F-15s for that. And now this. The Marines that was an intimidation factor. What got me thinking about that was President Trump on Truth. He talked about threatening to use the military against us. And I thought, you know what, I missed that part of the speech, but what Trump was referencing were the Marines behind him.
Well, to be on embassy or president duty, you have to have no scars. You have to have, it's a rigorous thing to go through to be qualified. Well, under Obama and now Biden, they have to get people to come. And when Trump was president, they had people lined out the door that wanted to do it. There's a huge difference. And those people behind Obama back then or Biden are being forced. I can't believe there's any Marine that's willing to go up there and do that.
Hey, listen, they were just following orders.
That's right. That's
yeah.
Brian, I believe our military is not behind all this.
What would make you think that? Milley is as liberal as it gets. I don't know why you would think that. And the rank, I wouldn't. I don't agree with that. Listen, we got to run for our break. Callers, thanks for the call, Jeff from Maine. Callers on hold, stand by. 1-888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call. 888-GO-KANE-1. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane here. We'll be back with your calls after this. 1-888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call. 888-GO-KANE-1. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane here. We'll be back with your calls after this.
Wake up and smell the truth. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Mornings 6 to 9 on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
Hey, it's Tracy from the Lake Worth Gold Mine. Did you know that we buy and sell gold and silver, coins and bullion? Well, we do, and pay more than coin dealers. We also buy U.S. silver coins, commemoratives, proof sets, high-end graded coins, and more. Cash in your coins at the Lake Worth Gold Mine, conveniently located at the Turnpike and Lake Worth Road. For hours and more info, visit us online at lakeworthgoldmine.com. That's lakeworthgoldmine.com.
This is Lori Kane. When people go to the dentist, they think of the pain, but the biggest pain is the cost. Not with Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental Care. The dental work is painless, and the prices are painless too. Call today, 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. BrightonDentalCare.com.
Florida Luxury Cabinets is your local cabinet showroom right in Boca Raton, specializing in custom cabinets and countertops, providing luxury design and installation, each style embodying a distinct character and a vibe that's unique to your personality and style. Stop to our showroom at Florida Luxury Cabinets for your free consultation. Florida Luxury Cabinets, 2621 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. Call 561-646-8560. That's 561-646-8560.
Are you feeling over the hill? Tired? Sluggish? Taking those midday naps? Just not feeling yourself? There is help. If you want to look and feel like you did when you were young, call Dr. Mitch Matez at the Biostation West El Rey and talk to him about hormone replacement pellet therapy. Take it from me. I'm a patient. It works. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893. And make sure to tell him you heard about him on the radio.
Mom, can I have some ice cream?
I've got a better idea. Who wants to help me make something fun and healthy instead?
Eating smarter is easy.
and delicious. Interested in receiving healthy recipes and a whole lot more in your email? Then register at healthiestweightfl.com and learn more about all the small steps that you can take on the way to living healthy. This message is sponsored by the Ounce of Prevention Fund of Florida, the Florida Department of Health, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious, crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade, nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
Ready to get fired up? Just 60 seconds and you'll be racing for the phone. 888 Steve Kane Show with Brian.
I didn't get much sleep last night because of this terrible speech. And a guy goes out with the Marines in front of Independence Hall and taking our liberties away. And I really had a hard time going to sleep because I stayed up to watch the commentary. You know, I wanted to hear what they were saying on CNN and MSNBC, and wow, and I couldn't stop watching it because I couldn't believe what I was seeing. So I finally went to bed, went to sleep, and I'm here with you this morning. Now, I didn't get a lot of sleep, but the sleep I got was well-rested sleep, and that's because I was sleeping on my 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper. Right now at MyPillow.com, with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, you can get your 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper for 50% off. It's the lowest price ever. That's right, and this is for a limited time because when they start to run low on inventory, the special will end. 50% off the 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper that I sleep on each and every night. And I want to share, one of our listeners called in and shared her experience with her 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper.
Okay, I wanted to reiterate about my MyPillow mattress cover. I broke my back when I was 18 and had a lot of trouble sleeping. I'm 61 now, so it just had a lot of pain. This mattress cover has made all the difference in the world. This is wonderful. I've actually bought my daughter-in-law, not my daughter-in-law, but my daughter and son-in-law one. My husband has one because we sleep in twin beds.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. So go to MyPillow.com, buy your 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper for 50% off. That's a better deal than I got on mine, I must tell you. With our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. You can also order by phone, toll-free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879, promo code KANE. All right, there's just one opening on the board, so let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Hey, Doug.
Man, I was shocked last night. First you see Charlie Crist saying doesn't want the voters, and now this guy is turning around and turning off everybody who's MAGA in the country.
Well, everyone that was MAGA was already turned off of Biden.
It really made it. Now I feel like I got to let my MAGA hat twice as much to let everybody know that we're in support.
Well, I am wearing my Make America Great Again hat right now, and as I say, this is my favorite. I have about 30 Trump hats, but this is the one I wear most often because President Trump has seen this hat with his own eyes up close, just inches away, multiple times. So I always feel like I got a little bit of Trump with me with this MAGA hat. But you should be wearing your MAGA hats. There's no doubt about it.
Everybody should, especially today and this weekend, should be wearing a MAGA. Everybody.
And that's a statement. Wearing your MAGA hat is a statement, and it's a way of peaceful protest as well.
That's correct. One thing I noticed that whatever they gave him, he was pretty coherent in the beginning, but after about 20 minutes, he started to fade. He started turning back to a vegetable. Did you notice that at the end?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and Jill Biden came up to rescue him at the end and walked him off. Yeah. Hey, listen, thanks for the call. All right. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Vincent Wellington. Brian, how's it going?
All right, Vince.
Yeah, that was disgusting, of course. I mean, but it just goes in line with what all these other Democrats are saying. Just like in the beginning of when Trump did get elected, they all screamed the same thing. It's going to end the democracy, everything else. The mainstream media at all for anything that he's saying. They're not going to hold him accountable.
Well, I'm not gonna defend CNN too much here, but Brianna Keller, who's one of the big anchors on CNN, she was very critical of Biden having the Marines behind him. She talked about what a terrible message that sent. That's CNN.
Well, do you think that it was more to show that he's in control when this whole My Son Hunter thing's about to hit the news or hit the airwaves soon? I mean, I think the Marines were a threat that he can send the military. And I'm not alone. Let me read you. President Trump responded right after the speech on Truth Social. And this is what President Trump posted to Truth Social right after the speech. If you look at the words and meaning of the awkward and angry Biden speech tonight, he threatened America, including with the possible use of military force. I think President Trump was referencing the Marines. Then he went on. He says, this is President Trump, he must be insane or suffering from late-stage dementia. for sure. I mean, I totally agree with that. But I mean, when are we going to hear from people like Mike Pence? When are we going to hear from these rhinos that all?
Well, Mike Pence is one of those good Republicans that Biden was talking about last night.
These fakes, these people that have been phony for so long, this exposure that Trump is putting on them and the spotlight that is putting on this idiot while he's in office is just, it's diminishing all of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it couldn't. And I think this is the final lashing out of a crazy old deranged man who's been corrupt since day one.
But don't let them off the hook. Biden doesn't even know where he is half the time, okay? This wasn't Biden on his own saying, I'm going to tell those MAGA Republicans. This was the whole White House, his whole team, his advisors, and the deep state and everybody else did this. This wasn't just him saying, I'm going to go tell those damn MAGA Republicans. This was a big move by all of it, and they allowed this to happen.
My question is, did you appreciate at least that people were shouting him out the whole time? Let's go, Brandon.
I loved it. Yeah, that was awesome. Let me tell you, whoever those people were with the bullhorns while Biden was speaking, those are some of the bravest Americans we have right now. They must be veterans of. I mean, that was amazing. I wonder. I'd like to know who they were and if they were questioned after.
Oh, for sure. I mean, come on. They're going to go to the committee. They'll have a committee out for that.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see. They're going to try to come up with all these ways to come up with new laws and everything else. And it's just how we're going to have it.
What's going on in the background? Someone said, hey, how you doing? They talking to you?
Yeah, I'm a popular guy, you know.
Where are you? There's music in the background? It sounds like you're in a nightclub.
I'm working.
Where do you work?
No,
I don't mean like the name of the place. What kind of place? There's music? Everyone's hanging out? It sounds like you work in a strip club? What's going on?
No, I own a business down there.
Okay, you own a business. Okay. Hey, listen, Vincent Wellington, take care. All right, there's a party going on right here. All right. Let's go to this call. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
Originally from New Jersey, now in Waxahachie, 3 years.
All right.
How are you?
Doing all right. How are you?
I want to tell you that MAGA is alive and well in Palm Beach County.
No doubt.
I have a group that we meet every single Tuesday. I have 1,200 members. We're called Trumpsters Tuesday Therapy. And we meet every single Tuesday since August of 2020.
Wow. That's amazing.
Oh, it's fantastic. You'd love it. We'd love to have you come and speak at one of our meetings.
Wow.
Have meetings. We have happy hours. We have everybody from, doctors talking about COVID to, we have people from Turning Point USA. We have people that work down at the border.
Well.
Not your parents' Republican club. We are very fast-moving. We have musical acts. It's very lively.
Well, I'd love to come. I'm not going to sing. But I don't want to clear the room. But I'd love to come. Just send me a DM on Twitter or an email, and I'll get back to you.
All right, Trumpster Tuesday Therapy. Good to contact you.
Okay, I'll be looking for it. Take care. Take care. All right, callers on hold. We're up against a break, so I don't have time for any calls before the break. So if you're on hold, stand by. It is open phones on Friday. and we call it Open MAGA Mike Friday. Anything and everything you have on your mind is welcome, but we had a big event last night with this Biden speech, and that's kind of what the focus has been on with most of the callers, other than the guy that wants me to go to New Jersey and start investigating vehicular homicides. But other than that, everyone, I think, has called in about that speech last night. But it is open phones. Open MAGA Mike Friday on the Steve Kane Show. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. Back after this. On the Steve Kane Show, our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. Back after this.
Bringing the heat to your radio every morning.
Be right back, guys.
It's the Steve Kane Show on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning at 10 a.m. Now, here's the True Oldies weather forecast.
Good morning, everyone. And first warning, meteorologist Vanessa Vinet from WPBF 25 News. Feels like temperatures today will be reaching the upper 90s, plenty of sunshine, and a 30% chance of inland showers and thunderstorms once again firing up west of the highways after 12 o'clock this afternoon. Looking much better after sunset after 5 and 6, with those temperatures dropping into the upper 80s.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the community, have a laugh with some funny memes, and keep in touch with other good time Oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at Oldies South Florida. True Oldies. Traffic check.
Multi-vehicle crash in the Glades right now on Seminole Pratt Windy Road at Valencia Boulevard and Lake Worth Road. A crash lingers on Hypoluxo Road at Military Trail. As for the major expressways, we're still incident free, moving up the speed from Boca Raton.
What's that? Oh, Barry? Oh, yeah.
Boulevard. We're also seeing some more volume on Jog Road north and southbound between Lasha Lake Boulevard and Hypoluxo. In Deerfield Beach, we also have a multi-vehicle crash causing some two-way delay along Southwest 10th Street approaching 95. This report is sponsored by Discover. We could talk about how complicated other banks make it to redeem credit card rewards, or we could talk about how with Discover you can redeem your rewards for cash in any amount at any time. Talk about amazing. Learn more at discover.com/redeem rewards. Terms apply. That's traffic. I'm Chris Ball.
The Steve Kane 2023 MAGA Cruise is right around the corner. We leave January 28th on the Celebrity Apex out of Fort Lauderdale. First stop, San Juan, Puerto Rico. Then Tortola in the British Virgin Islands. And then St. Kitts. With exclusive events.
If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. This is our bottom of the hour break. We'll be back live in just a minute. Couple of minutes. But if you're new here, this is the most pro-Donald Trump radio show on the planet Earth and the MAGA show of record on YouTube, all right? You're not going to ever hear me disagree or criticize President Trump, I promise you that. Never. Never have and never will. Just not going to happen.
Join us as we celebrate our president, Donald Trump.
There we go.
Make your reservation right now. 561-244-5779. No liberal stowaways allowed.
If you have rare coins, diamonds, gold, silver, and watches to sell, and you're looking for a fair price, look no further than Tweery's Rare Coins and Jewelry. I'm Dean Uccio. Tweery's is family owned and operated and have been in business for over 40 years serving South Florida. Tweery's pays you a great price for your valuable items. You can call them at 561-649-COIN. That's 561-649-2646. Or go to the
Well, thank you, Jessica. Appreciate it.
WERYS.com. You know, one thing I love about Tweery's Rare Coins and Jewelry, the family atmosphere. You can tell they love what they do. Kevin, who is fourth generation, he said that he takes calls from customers day and night. They're at 3971 South Jog Road on the northwest corner of Lake Worth and Jog Road in Green Acres Plaza. Tweery's Rare Coins and Jewelry. Tell him Dean Uccio sent you.
Have you ever wanted to feel like royalty?
Give me a 1 if you love Trump, a 2 if you don't. Let me see here. Let's feel the pulse today. 1, you love Trump. 2, you don't. I don't understand why anybody would not love Trump, but let's see what we got going on here. Oh my goodness. Okay, no 2s. That's awesome.
Packed with information on your favorite Oldies personalities, inside information on your favorite
I haven't seen a single two. Awesome. We got a MAGA house here.
Why choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because our Sleep Number 360 smart bed is really smart. It senses your movement and automatically adjusts to help keep you both comfortable. Plus, it's temperature balancing so you stay cool. It's even smart enough to know exactly how long, how well, and when you slept. Our smart sleepers get 28 minutes more restful sleep per night. Sleep Number takes care of the science. All you have to do is sleep.
That must have been a typo. Scooter Brian Craig Press 2. That must have been like fat thumbs.
First of all, he does make a great product, great pillows. I actually use them, believe it or not. He's been a supporter from day one. The My Pillow guy, thank you. And he's been with us right from the beginning.
As always, President Trump is right. The My Pillow is so good, even President Trump sleeps on one. Support Mike Lindell, President Trump, and the Steve Kane Show at the same time. Go to mypillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout for huge savings on My Pillow products. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at mypillow.com.
A non-attorney spokesperson. Attention all women who have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer. In February and May 2016, Johnson & Johnson was ordered to pay $72 million and $55 million by two juries to two women who contracted ovarian cancer after years of using talcum baby powder products. If you or a family member has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer and used talcum powder prior to the diagnosis, call Talcum Powder Help Now today at 800-837-0065. 800-837-0065. That's 800-837-0065.
Live, local, and in your face. The Steve.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane, you with us, Steve?
I'm with you. I had a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Straighten out which night Donald Trump's going to be holding his rally.
A big one. It's going to be the first post-break-in of Mar-a-Lago rally and then this thing that happened last night. All right, it is Open Phones on Friday. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday. Anything and everything you have on your mind is fair game. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Let's take a call or two before we introduce anything else ourselves. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Ben from Pompano.
Hey, Ben.
So I think, first thing, I saw something that was funny on Twitter, and they said the only thing that was missing about this speech was that it wasn't done in German. I think the only reason they did this is it's very obvious. They wouldn't do this if they weren't absolutely, catastrophically failing across the boards in all areas. Why? They're bringing me a focus. If they had wins on all their policies, they'd be highlighting those. But because they don't, they're doing this main event 65 days out from the midterms. And so, I think they are really, really getting desperate. And, you're also seeing they've created this pseudo reality where whistleblowers have come forward, even to Chuck Grassley, about how at the FBI they're padding the numbers for domestic terrorists. DOJ labels all right-wing movements, even the Gadsden flag and the Betty Ross flag as right-wing domestic terrorist signage. So, they've created this alternate reality where, Antifa can riot for 100 days during the summer of 2020 in Portland, but, the real threat is from right-wing extremism, which really is as marginal as it's ever been, but they just focus on it with their media apparatus.
Well, what I was talking about earlier, caller, is I think they have internals that show that they're just going to be devastated in the midterms, and they're in a panic. That was a desperate move, that whole thing last night, very desperate.
Yeah, what was he trying to accomplish? I mean, he knows that he's not going to bring anyone over. Like, Liz Cheney is a perfect example, right? That's the Republicans he's trying to appeal to, because those are the only Republicans who would actually find that speech palatable, and she got absolutely flawless. So he's only talking to Democrats. I don't know what the thought process.
Yeah, well, he was also talking about the good Republicans, not the MAGA Republicans.
To the choir.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you, this is the thing. This is a common theme with these people, okay? They are not accustomed to conservatives being activists. And it seems like a normal thing today, but conservatives have only been activists for about 10 or 12 years, and it's been growing and growing. You know, liberals were always the activists, right? Burning everything down during the Vietnam era, the Civil War, all these things. Conservatives were never activists because they didn't have time. They've got jobs and kids, and liberals have no jobs and they abort their kids, so they got time. And what had happened, and it's true, and you know what had happened, it's the internet and social media. To be an activist before Facebook, okay, you had to go to meetings once a month or something, and conservatives didn't have time for that. You know, they got they got baseball with the kids, and baseball practice with the kids or something, or a parent-teacher meeting. And what happened with social media is conservatives started organizing, and it happened in 2010 when Obama set up the town hall meetings on Obamacare. Conservatives started organizing on Facebook groups with the Tea Party, and it's grown and grown and grown. And then Trump came down the escalator, and now it's it's what it is. And they've not been able to get accustomed to the idea that conservatives are now activists, and they just can't handle it.
And they're very grassroots. I think you're right. I think that's a really good theory because, they did two pieces that showed how utterly terrified they are of Moms for Liberty and their effectiveness in Steve Bannon's precinct strategy approach, which is as grassroots and as democratic as, movement campaigns get. It's the people, bottom up, taking back the power that, that's rightfully theirs. So, and they've done huge, news cycles on just Moms for Liberty and the precinct strategy. I think you got a point there.
Yeah, that's what it is. Hey, listen, thanks for the call from Pompano. I want to play a clip. President Trump gave an interview yesterday, and he was talking about the January 6th prisoners. Listen to this.
And I will tell you, I will look very, very favorably about full pardons. If I decide to run and if I win, I will be looking very, very strongly about pardons.
Amen.
Full pardons.
Well deserved.
I think that's probably going to be the best, because even if they go for 2 months or 6 months, they have sentences that go a lot longer than that.
Years and
but
years.
We'll be looking very, very seriously at full pardons, because we can't let that happen. What's happened here, and I mean full pardons with an apology to many.
Okay, yeah. Now, the interviewer, I'm sure she's a good person. I don't know who she is, but when President Trump is speaking about pardoning the January 6th prisoners, we don't need your God bless you and about time and long. Shut up, okay? Let him get it out. He's making huge news, and we know you're there. You're it's your show, whoever that lady is, amateur hour. But anyway, gee whiz. What he said was amazing. He's talking about not just full pardons to all those January 6th prisoners, the ones currently incarcerated and those who are free now, like Brandon Straka, but an apology from the United States government. That's huge. That's huge. That would rock the world of the establishment in this country. All right, 888-GO-CANE-1's the number. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Victor, Silver Spring, Maryland.
Hey, Victor.
I listened to part of the so-called speech last night. I just couldn't take the ranting, and his voice just got, I don't know how to describe it. I just couldn't take it anymore. And then one of my trucker friends called me up this morning and described the visuals to me, and he was saying that it looked orange or red or...
Red. It was red. The background was red, like hell.
Yeah. Well, to drive the left even crazier, I suggest every Tuesday, every person wear a red shirt. That would drive the left absolutely crazy, seeing all those shirts with the MAGA people.
Well, I think the Make America Great Again hat is the best thing you can do. Wear them. Yeah, that'll freak them out.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all the baloney.
Okay. I love callers that know when they're out of material. So many callers, like Conservative Doug, they just don't know when they're out of material, and they just ramble on with one more thing and all that. All right, our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. Sounds like we interrupt. Yes, you're on the air.
Yeah, good morning. This is Rod from Coconut Creek.
Hey, what's up?
And I watched the speech last night, and I was so upset. I had a hard time sleeping. We're in very, very dangerous times right now. And I think what Biden did is I think he just united the Republicans, and we gained Republicans last night.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Good job, my guys.
Okay, I appreciate that. All right, take care. Yeah, our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Open phones on Fridays. We call it Open MAGA Mic Friday. Anything and everything you have on your mind is fair game on Fridays. However, most people have been focusing in on this god-awful speech last night, and it certainly was that. This is something like we've never seen, and I watched it in its entirety live. Here we go. Here's Biden.
Forces are determined.
Now notice that the word choice, MAGA forces, as if there's some armed militia army or something. What's he talking about?
MAGA forces are determined to take this country backwards to an America where there is no right to choose, no right to privacy, no right.
So now, that's an interesting thing, Steve. Here he is. He's talking about the Supreme Court of the United States. He's talking about the overturning of Roe v. Wade. So is he going after the Supreme Court now? He's attacking not Trump and MAGA, but the justices.
Contraception, no right to marry who you love. They promote authoritarian leaders, and they fan the flames of political violence that are a threat to our personal rights, to the pursuit of justice, to the rule of law, to the very soul of this country. Too much of what's happening in our country today is not normal. Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. That the Republican Party today is dominated, driven, and intimidated by Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans. And that is a threat to this country.
No, it's a threat. If you don't agree with Biden, you're a threat to the country. He has declared about 80 million people in this country, probably more, as an enemy and threat to the country. I mean, we are in a whole new place that we've never been before. All right, now listen, we're going to take our last break of this hour. I will tell you this, I have no more Biden clips. I just have those two. I was going to put more together, and I don't want to hear it again. But I just threw those in so you could get a little bit of a taste of what happened last night if you missed it. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1 is the number, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. This is the longest running radio show in the state of Florida, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 45 years on the radio this year. That's right, and when we get back, there'll be a lot more to talk about. Don't touch that dial. We'll be back right after this quick break. That's right, and when we get back, there'll be a lot more to talk about. Don't touch that dial. We'll be back right after this quick break.
They're the most polarizing talk show hosts in all of South Florida. Steve Kane Show with Oldies 95.
That's right, and it's time to check in with attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Barry, good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Brian?
Doing great. What do you have for us this morning?
Well, what we do at the Siegel Law Group, we're a law firm, and we do, the categories of law that we do are estate planning, elder law, which includes Medicaid planning, and probate and trust administration. But what do we really do? What we really do is we help protect people. We protect you, the client. We protect the client in their retirement. We protect their family. We protect their future, and we're really protecting their legacy. So all of those things are part of what our goal is to help our clients. By protecting their retirement, we're talking about making sure they don't run out of money during their lifetime, by making sure they don't spend down all their assets on the cost of long-term care. When we talk about protecting themselves, we're talking about protecting themselves from guardianship, protecting the family from the mess of probate, and protecting their loved ones to make sure that they don't lose those happen to die before their spouse or happen to get sued. All of these things are designed to protect our clients, their families, their legacies, their retirement, to protect them.
Yeah, that's right. And it's always a free consultation with the Siegel Law Group. When you mention you heard about them on the radio, if you tell them you heard Attorney Barry Siegel on the radio, it is a free consultation always with the Siegel Law Group. You can find them online at siegellawgroup.com. And when it comes to the Medicaid planning, the Siegel Law Group have an entire section of the practice that's dedicated just to that. So, and it's really amazing. And stay away from that law firm known as Google search and your friends. They don't know what they're talking about. And don't think that you have too many assets or too much money to have your home care or your nursing home care covered. Let the Siegel Law Group look into it for you. All right? Here's the number. Toll free, 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, we'll talk next week.
Okay, have a great weekend.
All right, back after this.
Smarter than 95,000 milligrams of B6. Get smarter with the Steve Kane Show, morning 6 to 9 a.m.
All right, we are back. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. You with us, Steve? I think, okay, I thought we lost the connection. We got you there. Okay, Steve is here with us. And we'll go back to our phones, which are very busy and ringing at 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. It is open phones, but the focus has been on that speech last night, which I can understand. You know, the thing about it, it was very interesting that only CNN and MSNBC carried it. It wasn't carried on the networks. Fox News shocked me by not carrying it. Very, very interesting. So really not that many people saw it. Most people have heard about it, but very few people saw it because it was on CNN and MSNBC. All right, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Bruce from Lake Worth.
Hey, Bruce. Before you start, Bruce, I want to throw this out. We haven't heard from one Democrat on the phones today, which I think is interesting. I'd love to hear a Democrat. Yeah, well, I think that's interesting. Hey, go ahead, Bruce.
Yeah, I just want to say, if you think Canada has trouble with truck drivers, and these people go.
All right, that's exactly. I think we just heard from our first Democrat, and boom! Oh my goodness. Unreal. No. I can hear a little bit more than you hear. Okay, so no, I didn't anticipate. I felt it coming, but then he started to get it out, and I got it. But let me wait for the delay to build back up, and then we'll go back to the phones. It's very interesting about that because I think we may have heard from our first Democrat today, who's posing as MAGA. See, they gotta fit the narrative now. You got to be very careful. These Democrats are going to go out there because we're cool and relaxed and calm and peaceful. They got to go out there and prove Biden right. And fake MAGA, got to watch out for them. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? I mean, you have to be a Democrat to talk like that. Good morning. Hey there, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
What's up, Brian? This is Lewis Plantation.
Hey, Lewis.
Hey, man, listen, real simple. Like you just said, this guy, I just saw segments of it, that red imaging, his whole demeanor. This guy's polarizing the country in ways that, he's been doing it for the last 18 months. And yesterday really solidified it. The little I saw, your Instagram post, real quick, that similarity, that imaging there, whoever hasn't been on your social media needs to look at that. That is very powerful, impactful comparison, and probably very true, sadly and scary. And again, the point is, I would love to hear a Democrat call your show and try to defend and find little pearls of wisdom that unify the country in his speech last night. There were none.
Yeah, I must tell you, okay, I was watching CNN's reaction. I watched a little bit of MSNBC reaction. Their immediate reaction was the pre-planned support. He didn't go far enough, They have that guy, the black liberal on MSNBC that looks like a dandelion, the guy with the white hair, the Don King hair that goes up, and we had Andrew McCabe. He didn't go far enough. We got to get rid of these damn white people with their red hats. There's just enough. But then I noticed, an hour or two later, CNN saying, well, those Marines behind him wasn't a good idea. You know what I mean? So the prepared talking points that were prepared before the speech were he didn't go far enough. He's so restrained. The power of the presidency allows him to be so restrained when he's got it. And then an hour or two later, it's like, well, maybe it wasn't the right place. Maybe, that means, yeah.
You're talking about peaceful stuff. I think, Republicans as a general party, we're very peaceful protesters, but I think this guy is really, poking the bear to the point where, he might see a side of us that he doesn't want to see or think that he'll expect to see. And I think that's very, very, very...
Well, we've had two... Listen, this speech... excuse me. This speech last night was a lot like the Mar-a-Lago break-in. The Mar-a-Lago break-in was a disaster for them, not just because they didn't find anything. They misjudged what the public reaction against serving a search warrant on a home of any president of the United States. And the backlashes, and this last night, the backlash from this speech last night was not expected. They thought Americans were going to be, oh, thank you, Joe. You're standing up for us against these Nazis. And the reaction is different, even from people that are typically civil libertarians, liberals, in free speech. That's scary. That's now, if you're some BLMer Antifa, you're probably like, yeah. But if you're just a regular Democrat or an ACLU card-carrying Democrat, you're like, well, wait a minute. Here's the thing. Scalia said, you don't need the First Amendment to protect popular speech. You need it to protect unpopular speech. And his theme was last night, we don't like these people, we don't like their opinions, so they're an extremist hate group and should not be able to speak. That's not America.
Well, I'll close out on this. I invite any Democrat listening to the sound of my voice, pick up the phone and call your show and try to defend it.
Yeah, thank you. This program, obviously, we're pro-Trump, we're conservative, we're MAGA. You will never hear me disagree nor criticize Donald Trump. It's never going to happen. It never has happened. And that doesn't mean that I keep secret things I don't approve of with Donald Trump. I approve of anything and everything Donald Trump has done and will do in the future. Okay, I can't speak for Steve, but that's me. All right, and a lot of people mean that those of you who think Biden gave a John F. Kennedy-like speech, and you have some analysis on that speech that you would like to share that we don't agree with, you are welcome to call this show, and your voice will be heard. All right? Yeah, we're not like Biden, okay? If someone disagrees with us, we don't want them put in a gulag, all right? You can call up, and I'll tell you, because of the special difficulties in defending that speech last night, Steve and I will not give you the full treatment we would normally give a caller, okay? Which means you get a free pass compared to what you would normally get around here. I mean, I ask you those tough questions. Yeah. So the number is... That's correct. The number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. Now, my guess is we're not going to hear from a single Democrat defending that speech. We heard from one Democrat a couple calls ago pretending to be MAGA and trying to make the fantasy of the speech come true by saying stupid crap that I cut off and dumped. But that was a Democrat, fake MAGA. But I think we have an hour, 4 minutes, and 25 seconds left of today's program. I do not think a single Democrat can defend that. And I don't think we'll hear from one. But maybe I'll be wrong. I hope I am. I really want to hear. Maybe we're in a Trump bubble. I don't know. Maybe we're in denial, Steve. I don't think so, but maybe. All right, could be. Yeah. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Renee from Harlem.
Oh, here we go. Democrat. Hey, let's go, Renee.
Yeah. Well, I didn't hear all of the speech, but I've heard clips of the speech. And I wholeheartedly agree with what he's talking about. And frankly,
for example, pick a couple specifics that you agree with. Pick a couple of specific things he said that you agree with.
Oh, wow, your English is really getting better. Well, I think that the maggots are terrorists. And they have resorted to terrorism when they don't get their way. proves that fact.
Excuse me, slow down. Okay, no, I missed that. Where was the terrorist attack done by the maggots, as you called them?
January 6th.
Terrorist attack? I saw people go in, walk between the velvet ropes, and they walked out. Terrorists don't walk out on their own. And by the way, terrorists also bring weapons. There were no weapons.
Yes, there were weapons.
No, I'm not talking about the cop that shot Ashley Babbitt.
Getting locked up, they did bring weapons.
No guns. There were no guns.
Willfully misinformed.
No, I am very much an informed person. But anyway, so you agree. Okay, so the second part, what else do you agree with Biden last night?
When they don't get their way, they resort to terrorism.
Can I ask you a question? Do you mind? Can I ask you a question, Renee in Harlem? I want to ask you a question. Give me your thoughts about white people.
I think that they are jealous, insecure, and paranoid.
Of who and what?
Certainly none of you.
Who they brought here. You want to listen, or are you going to?
No, I am listening. Yeah.
All right, don't interrupt. The people who they brought here as free labor to do their work for them, they are afraid of. Because we dominate every facet of this culture.
Oh, well, slow down. What facet of the culture do you dominate, Renee?
Well, I don't have to isolate it to me personally.
Oh, so you do nothing. You don't give free labor. You're a freeloader.
I do plenty.
Well, tell us what you do. What are you going to do today? What will you do today?
You're gonna keep yapping.
No, what will you do today? When this phone call is over, when you go to work today, what will you be doing?
Be better than you.
What are you going to do at work?
Be better than you.
Really better than me? I'm on 6 radio stations. About 250,000 people listen to the sounds of our voices at any given moment in time. What will you be doing today?
At any point of that.
So that's nothing. You're going to be doing nothing today.
Be more dominant.
Dominant? Then
just a fact.
What will you be doing when you report to work today? What task will you be completing at your job?
These random speculative.
What happens when you go to work on a Friday? Oh my goodness.
Oh, I'm better than you. You know it.
Okay, so you don't have a job. You're a bum.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
No, I am not a...
What do you do for work?
If you want to make this about me...
Okay, we're out of time. We'll be back after this. What do you do for work?
If you want to make this about me...
Okay, we're out of time. Pay him $5 super chat. Thank you. If you want to... this is true. I'll give you guys some minute. If you want to piss off a Democrat, ask them what they do for work. This guy, from free labor to freeloader.
Now, here's the True Oldies weather forecast.
Good morning, everyone. And first warning, meteorologist Vanessa.
Unemployed would imply that he at one time was employed. He's a bum. I mean, the guy, he can't even make up a job. He can't even say, I work at the library.
Follow Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 on social media. See what's happening in the
They can't even make up a job.
with some funny memes and keep in touch with other good time oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram.
Pretty bad, huh?
South Florida. True Oldies. Traffic check.
Overnight construction still in place in West Palm along Southern Boulevard eastbound of Congress Avenue. 2 left lanes are blocked. Also Southern Boulevard eastbound of Flagler Drive. 2 right lanes are also blocked there. I-95 and the Turnpike still crash free this morning and largely moving up to speed. Just some light volume now on the southbound side of I-95 passing Lincoln Boulevard. The northbound side of I-95 is also getting slower between Deerfield Beach and Boca Raton. Earlier multi-vehicle crash on Lake Worth Road, a military trail now clear, but we're still seeing some residual backups there. And in Deerfield Beach, Southwest 10th Street still closed westbound between I-95 and military trail by a multi-vehicle crash. Drivers that are exiting 95 are forced to continue eastbound along Southwest 10th Street. We'll go ahead and take Hillsborough Boulevard on 48th Street instead.
We're up against the top of the... All our breaks are hard breaks as we network with other radio stations. He works the system.
The sleek foldable design lets you make your device conveniently compact. Visit Samsung.com to order
If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe.
ABC News Now, I'm Richard Cantu. At Independence Hall, Philadelphia last night.
As I stand here tonight, quality and democracy are under assault. We do ourselves no favor to pretend otherwise.
President Biden delivering his soul of the nation speech, calling on Americans to reject Trumpism.
MAGA forces are determined to take this country backwards to an America where there is no right to choose, no right to privacy, no right to contraception, no right to marry who you love.
And defeated at the ballot box. Cristina Fernandez, former Argentine president and current vice president, survived an apparent assassination attempt. The would-be assassin's gun jammed. She was not hurt. Security officers quickly subdued the would-be attacker. As soon as next week, adjusted COVID vaccines could be available. Centers for Disease
Oh
Control
boy.
Director Dr.
Got to rest my back a little bit.
Vaccines from Moderna and Pfizer concocted to attack the latest.
Oh man, I didn't get much sleep last night, I'll tell you. But what sleep I got was pretty good. Got my mattress up, but this is really scary stuff we're going through right now. Really is scary stuff. Yeah. What you hear from Renee is a justification for him being a bum. Oh, it's time to come back already.
Just call in 888-GO-CANE-1. Hello. You'll thank us later. The Steve Kane Show with...
All right, we are back. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Steve is with us. And, yeah, you know, just give you a little bit of the Colonel's secret recipe, but not too much of it, because I don't want you guys using it against us. But if you ever want to trigger a Democrat, ask them what they do for work, what they do for a living. They just get, it triggers them. They get very upset. It makes them uncomfortable. All right, one.
Either the answer is nothing, or the
yeah.
So menial that they're embarrassed.
Well, I don't think he does anything. Renee probably lives with his mother. He sleeps in the in the same bedroom he slept in when he was in school. That would be my guess. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. There is only one opening on our very busy board of calls. 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. Let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. I'm Brother Moses.
Oh, Brother Moses, yes.
Yes,
Hey, Moses, how goes it?
Hello?
Oh, my God.
Hello, go.
How you doing? Steve, I'm talking to you a while. But I have a question for Brian. What did you just ask this man about? What do you think about white people? What do you think about white people?
I think about all people the same. I love people. I don't really think about people based on skin color.
Well,
sorry. I mean, I'm sorry that I'm not obsessed. I just think of people as people. That just doesn't go through my mind like that.
I think white people, I wouldn't ask anybody that question, because white people, just like anybody else, normal, prove themselves to be human beings. And when you talk like that, you just sound like you're having grits up your sleeve.
Well, I'll tell you a couple things, okay? And then I got a question for you. That caller, Renee, he's a racist. And when I asked him his thoughts about white people, did you see how he got energized? He couldn't wait. And everything was a justification for him being a bum freeloader, living off of someone, mom or somebody, right? They're jealous of all the free labor. That guy's a freeloader. What's he worried about free labor for? But I got a question for you. You ready, Moses?
Yes, sir.
When's the last time you smoked marijuana and got high?
I already, you incoherent, right?
No, I'm asking, when's the...
That's my prior. I don't ask me that again, from I know you, I said...
When is the... Oh, my... I think he's...
Struck a nerve.
Are you high now? Are you high right now? Have you smoked marijuana today?
Just wake up. You're waking up my bed. I didn't touch it yet.
When is the... Again, the accent...
Yes.
Oh. Okay. After this call, how long until you have some marijuana?
What is in that for you? My prior. I said, when I say my prior, I say my prior.
What is it with these liberals getting triggered? What is it? if you ask me that question, right? When are you going to smoke marijuana? It'd be never. I'm not. I don't smoke marijuana.
You don't make no sense, Brian, because I'm telling you.
I make plenty of sense. You're just a stoner, and you're confused.
You never have any other question to ask me about herbs. You love smoking.
Herbs. He calls it herbs. I'm just asking.
That's the only thing that tells me that you have the other life in the universe, other than us. Ganja let me know there's other life.
Ganja, okay, marijuana lets you know that there's other life in the universe. That's interesting. So you talking about like space aliens on other planets you've seen with the ganja?
Goes on, mystic and glow.
Okay, so when is the last time you were ingesting ganja? I'll use your words. Your herbs.
I told you already. I smoke ganja every day. Ganja.
How much a day?
Every day.
How often a day? How many times a day?
I just smoke every day when I say my prayer. Prayer is meditation. It just keep me good and feel good. So
all right.
Feel better than you.
Okay.
Hold on. Why do you need the herb to feel good? Why can't you feel good without it?
Because it's a part of mix.
Because Steve, if he were to sober up and not be high, he would come to terms with the fact that he's probably in a very small house, alone.
I smoke ganja to let me know that other life is in the universe, and you're all full of crap talking about spirit. God is not a spirit.
See, if he weren't high, he would see the reality of his life, and that's yeah.
Life of formation.
Okay.
It's not spirit. That's why I know. All
right.
Okay. Take care.
I'm glad you called. I hope you don't feel this way all the time, but feel better, okay?
Okay. Oh, my goodness. Oh, no. Oh. Call is on hold. Stand by. Second time I had to hit the dump button today. I can never be far from the dump button.
Moses is a good guy. He's a stoner.
Yeah, I think he is. Call is on hold. I do have to wait for the delay to build back up before we take any more calls. We've used the dump button twice today, both Democrats. There you go. I mean, it's just something, I tell you. All right, our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1. There's one opening on the board where Brother Moses was. 1-888-465-2631. All right, let's go back to our phones. The delay is re-engaged. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning, caller. Yeah, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Patrick. I'm from Pompano Beach.
Hey, Patrick in Pompano. What's up?
The reason I'm calling is I'm a liberal, but I am kind of right-leaning independent. And so for me, I hear both sides of the equation. And I struggle with the fact that each side of the party, or each party itself, is just so strongly against the other. I look at it and I try to think, how is there common ground in our country? Our country was founded off of independence, and at the same time it was founded off of structure and power. Now we're fighting to be so far opposite of each other that we'll never come together.
Well, let me ask you a question. By the way, thank you for the call, and I'm not going to give you a hard time, okay? You're obviously a productive individual and liberal and not high and has a job, so I'm not going to give you a hard time like these other guys we were playing with. And I'm serious, and I don't say that to even be sarcastic, although it may sound that way. You say you're liberal. Give me a specific policy or two that's liberal that you agree with.
So I agree with people choosing who they're going to marry and loving who they love. I don't necessarily agree that it's got to be male and female.
Well, then now that's interesting, because you must have a serious problem with the Clintons and with Obama, who oppose same-sex marriage.
I do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's not even an issue with that's settled law. Talking about that's settled law nationally. There's same-sex marriage now. That's a settled issue. What is a current issue that you're fighting for that you don't have? That's settled. Been settled for a decade now, almost.
Mm.
That makes you liberal.
what makes me liberal is I believe in, I do believe in the right to choose for abortion.
Then what's your beef with that? You can get an abortion anywhere in Florida, pretty much anywhere in the country. Yeah.
I guess why I feel the way I feel, or my opinion is because I don't care for the fact that the right is trying to tell me what I can and do.
What are MAGA Republicans? Okay, what are MAGA Republicans telling you don't have the right to do?
It's the same thing that the Democrats are telling me that I can't and can't.
What's that?
This is what I'm saying. That's what makes, I guess.
You ready to hear Brian? Hold on, sir. You answered the question.
What?
Brian, he answered the question for you. He wants the right to be able to kill his baby.
Well, he's not. He's a man. He's not going to be pregnant.
Well, it doesn't matter. If he fathers a child, he'd like to be able to.
Well, MAGA.
That is very accurate. Thank you.
Oh, he wants to be able to kill a baby. Oh. Well, you know what? You know what? They can still have abortions. Okay, so that right hasn't been taken away by MAGA Republicans. What right are Republicans taking away from you? What right do you not have that MAGA Republicans have kept from you?
Let me say this. Let me say this. There are statements that are made.
Statements.
You see zero wrong with anything that Donald Trump will ever say or do.
Correct.
Just like any that would be just like any Democrat or any liberal saying they see nothing wrong with Joe Biden, which is absolutely.
Yeah, but that's me personally. That's not a policy. Listen, you're a great caller. We got to take our break. Thanks for calling, and please call again. All right? All right. Papano, good guy. All right. We'll be back after this break. Great caller. We got to take our break. Thanks for calling, and please call again. All right? All right. Papano, good guy. All right. We'll be back after this break.
The Steve Kane Show, telling it like it is, whether you like it or not. Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
We're bringing health to your house. Why leave home when we bring the quality care you need to you?
Immaculate Home Healthcare brings comfortable, convenient, effective healthcare to you without leaving the comfort of your home. Our qualified, friendly staff of skilled medical professionals is ready to help you get back to good health. Contact us today, 561-372-9108. That's 561-372-9108. Or online at immaculateHHC.com.
Five, six.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian, Steve Kane here. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. I want to tell everyone about our annual Steve Kane Show MAGA cruise that leaves on the Celebrity Apex January 28th. Look up the Celebrity Apex online. It is a luxury cruise ship. We have got the best deal of anyone else going on this cruise ship. It's 7 days. We're going to Puerto Rico, Tortola, and St. Kitts, and we have a lot of shipboard activities together, dinner together every night, shore excursions. It's a great time with a great MAGA family. And we secured our cabins at the height of COVID when the cruise industry was actually shut down. So we got the best rates on our group. If you go with us, you're going to pay less than anybody else on board this ship. Now, I've been telling you, I started last week telling you about those that are traveling alone, singles. There's a major discount for people that are traveling alone. That is going to expire soon, okay? I don't have the exact date. It will be without notice. The single cruiser, it's a huge discount that will be expiring soon, okay? And these ships are filling up. So give Ian, our travel agent at Cruise and Travel Depot, a call. Join me and Steve Kane for 7 days on this beautiful MAGA cruise. The number to call to make reservations for our cruise or just to get some info on it. He'll answer all your questions. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. There's one opening on the board. I just want to say this about the last caller. If you notice with that, I didn't treat him like these clowns, you know, Renee and Brother Moses. His beef with conservatives is very vague. He mentioned same-sex marriage. That's a settled issue. That's like saying I support a woman's right to vote. That's settled. It's settled. There are things that are settled. It was close. Yeah, and he is a very good caller. I hope to hear from him again. But his issues he has with Democrats with Republicans is a stereotype that just does not exist. He really couldn't articulate specifically what it is about the MAGA Republicans or the Republicans that he doesn't like. He had one thing, gay marriage and abortion. He still has the right to get an abortion. His daughters can get abortions, and he can marry a guy if he wants. These are not things that are, you know what I mean? And even Ron DeSantis, the great governor of Florida, who's as ultra MAGA as it gets, has not outlawed abortion in the state of Florida. Before the 10 weeks, of course. But he has not outlawed abortion in the state of Florida, and he's as ultra MAGA Ron DeSantis as it gets. And he has not outlawed abortion. So you and your daughters can still get abortions. All right, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. We have a full board of calls. So I'm taking these calls the best I can in the order in which they were received, but we have so many calls coming in, I honestly have lost track. So I'm sorry. If I take a caller and you've been on hold for a long time, my apologies, okay? You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, this is Kathy Wesley from Oregon.
Well, if your name's Kathy, that's you from Oregon, yeah.
You're darn right. Hey, I do not watch anything about him because it really makes me sick to even listen to what he's doing to incite hate and violence. But Biden should really be sued big time.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Callers on hold, stand by. I'll tell you after the show if you answer the phone when I call. I knew this would be, that was only the third time I had to use the dump button today. And I'm surprised. I thought I'd have to use it more today, but only 3 times. The show's not over yet, but oh man. We use the dump button more than any other show on the radio. I mean, it's just the way it is. I'm very, what that means for those that don't know, if you're listening to us on the radio, there's a delay. And the delay is, if you're listening on the radio, one of our radio stations, what you were hearing was 30 seconds ago. Steve and I are actually in the future, 30 seconds in the future, because you hear us with a 30-second delay. And we actually have a two-pronged delay. I have a delay of 10 seconds here in my studio, and that goes to the main control room of the radio station on the other side of the building, and they have a 20-second delay on top of ours, in case I miss it, but I never miss it. But we got so we got a two thing going on. So yeah, so when I
condoms.
Yeah, that's yeah, right. But so when I say I hit the dump button, someone has said something, which I can't tell you what they've said because it's forbidden on the radio. And when you hit the dump button, we're no longer in delay. We're live, and I'll say, "Oh, hold on, we got to wait for the delay to build back up," which takes it's been built back up for some time now from that last lady that just called from Oklahoma. But that's what we're referencing. We have to dump what they've said. All right, 1-888 Go Kane 1. Okay, let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Greg for DeSantis.
Yes.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Yeah. What is that? What is that famous quote, Steve? Repeat a lie long enough, people will believe it. Okay, Greg for DeSantis. He loves DeSantis.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I know. Yes, keep repeating it. Okay.
But that's not why you're called. Go ahead.
You know what? First of all, the speech by Biden last night was trash. But here's the one question I have for you, because it's open mic Friday.
Oh, here we go.
Trump tournament to come to his golf course, the terrorist organization.
Wait a minute. The Live Golf League, whatever they call it, I don't follow golf. Live is a terrorist organization like Al-Qaeda or Antifa or ISIS?
Supported by the Saudi Arabians.
Supported by Saudi Arabia. Wait a minute, you're talking about the Live Golf, you're talking about the Live Golf League as a terrorist organization? They've committed terrorism on a golf course?
No, it's backed by a terrorist organization. Steve, chime in if you know. Either you don't know this.
It's backed by a terrorist organization? Who's that?
Saudi Arabia.
Oh, no, I'm not opposed to Trump making a deal with the Live Golf Tournament. Now, if they start blowing up golf courses, I might. Because I'm not a bigot like you. I don't stereotype people because of the country they're from. I thought the Saudi Arabians treated President Trump like the king of the world when he went over there. Remember the king had him in the golf cart?
How many 9/11?
Al-Qaeda and the Taliban attacked us in Afghanistan on 9/11, not Saudi Arabia.
Steve, let's hear your thoughts.
Oh, this is the SOS.
My thoughts.
You're supposed to. He wants you to get his back.
Saudi Arabia backing terrorists, and then they're backing this golf tournament.
Saudi Arabia actually, Greg, Saudi Arabia actually helped us a great deal in the Gulf War in 1991 by allowing the United States and our coalition allies to muster our troops in Saudi Arabia before we went in to liberate Kuwait.
How many people that were those terrorists that brought down our towers, how many were from Saudi Arabia?
Nobody cares. This is
pathetic. How long did you try to come up with this? 11 of the 19 hijackers were from Saudi Arabia. Oh, 19 of the hijackers. Okay. So this is interesting. So you want me to damn an entire nation because of 19 people?
You don't get it.
What? I don't what? He almost said I don't. He almost said, "Oh, yeah, I do get it." You want to judge an entire nation because of 19 people?
Why is Saudi Arabia giving us oil then to help us out?
They don't give us oil. Donald Trump tried to get us off of Saudi Arabian oil, and we were until Biden.
You know what? You don't quite get it. How come then there were families, 9/11 victim families, coming out expressing their dissatisfaction?
I don't know, because they're liberal New Yorkers and they hate Trump.
Oh, they hate Trump. No.
Yeah, they're liberal New Yorkers.
Their family members died, Brian.
Yeah, no kidding.
Clue, do you?
No, I'm clueless.
Their family members died.
Yeah. All right, Greg. Hey, listen, Greg, we got to run for our break. It is open phones. I thought that was weak. We'll be back after this.
Yes, the family members died.
Yeah. All right, Greg. Hey, listen, Greg, we got to run for our break. It is open phones. I thought that was weak. We'll be back after this.
Tired of boring mornings? We serve controversy with your morning coffee. The Steve Kane Show. Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
Yeah, I would say he's a little weak. A little weak there. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, okay? And everyone, please like the video. This is our bottom of the hour break. We'll be back live on the air. We got callers on hold shortly. I'm just reading a couple articles here. Oh my goodness, that was a weak call from Greg, I must say. The golfers. Of course it's a MAGA hat. That's right. What other kind of hat is there? All right, we're coming back. Has everyone liked the video that's in the chat?
How would you like to save money on your Medicare Part B premium? Don't pay too much. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors and find out how much money you can save. There are also changes to prescription drug plans in 2023. Find out how much money you can save on your prescription plan and Medicare Part B premium. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. No matter where you are in Florida, Debbie can help. 954-753-8080. If you work remote, Staples has you covered.
Stylish office decor to turn my finished basement into a complete workspace solution.
Staples has you covered.
A desk that's all business, but not too businessy.
Staples has you covered. And now at Staples, take up to 50% off select chairs and up to 75% off select desks. Plus, with 25% off
Steve Kane Show.
furniture support, we'll assemble your new furniture
Hold on.
and guarantee it against wear and defects. Explore solutions for your remote workspace at Staples. Ends 9/3 in store only.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. Steve is here. It is Open Phones on Friday. I looked it up during the break just to be sure. 15 of the 19 hijackers were from Saudi Arabia. All right, so Greg was wrong. All right, 1-888-GO. Kane 1 is our number. It is Open MAGA Mike Friday. We've heard from quite a few Democrats today in the last hour or so. And yeah. All right, let's go to the phones. 1-888-GO. Kane 1. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, a wind tunnel. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yes. It's you. I can hear you.
Hey, how you doing? So I just wanted to say a couple comments to like Moses and Renee. You're a rough guy, it seems like, so smoking a little bit of dope doesn't shouldn't be looked down upon, but I mean, hey, to each their own.
Well, it's not that. No, slow down on that one, okay? He doesn't smoke a little bit of dope. The only time he's not high is when he's sleeping. So that's anything you do, like I like Coca-Cola, I like Pepsi, but if I drink it every moment I'm awake, that's not healthy. A little bit's okay.
I agree with you, but if he's a rocker, that's part of his religion. So
that's called his excuse. Yeah, that's like the guy that wants 8 wives says he's Mormon so he can have 8 wives. All right, and then Renee had a comment about Renee from Harlem.
Yeah, the only thing I can say on him, it seems like a lot of hatred in his heart, and we're all the human race. It's not no black versus white. We can get a blood transfusion from each other. There's no cats and dogs. We're all the same human race. There's different tones of a human.
Yeah.
I love you, and hopefully, you can.
Well, Renee, I'm assuming. Don't leave? Did you hang up, caller? No. Okay, Renee in Harlem. Will you agree with me that he's a racist? He doesn't like white people.
I wouldn't say a racist because that term to me is kind of like washed out, played out a little.
All right. Well, what would be the word you would use? I asked him how he thinks about white people, and he went off.
More like an ethnicist, in my opinion, but that's just
a what? A what?
Ethnicist.
What is that?
He prefers certain ethnicities over others. I don't believe.
Oh, so he's a segregationist. He's a segregationist.
I guess you can say that.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
No. That's a bad thing, but again, hopefully the love of Christ or someone other than his own skin tone can show him that we're all not bad or something.
Okay.
Living with that kind of anger is not good for you, and it's not good for us as a nation to be, at this point in time. And we are really divided. That is true, but we are still one of the greatest nations on earth.
Wait. One of the greatest nations on earth? Is there a nation that is greater? I would say we're the greatest nation on earth. You said we're one of the greatest. Aren't we not the greatest? Is there a nation that's greater?
We are, but through policies and stuff like that, I feel like we are Rome in decline right now. We are Babylon.
No, I agree with that. We are. There's some yeah, that's true.
We're at a point in our history where it's a turning point. Well, this country is seriously in danger of losing everything we've worked these couple centuries to.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's going to be a trial here. And we're either going to pass or we're going to fail.
Can I say one more thing to it?
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Okay. So everyone keeps talking about January 6th, and they say, oh, it was so bad, it was a lot of violence. Supporters, we can agree that, they are Second Amendment or pro-Second Amendment. January 6th was as bad as they say it was. Why were there no people with arms running and storming the Capitol?
That's correct. There were no guns. There were no guns.
The answer to the question is because it wasn't as bad as they said it.
There was an insurrection. It was led by the Democrats. It was the Civil War. The Civil War was the Democrat insurrection against the United States government. And by the way, it ended with a Democrat, John Wilkes Booth, shooting our Republican president dead, Abraham Lincoln. I mean, that's an insurrection. A tour group is not an insurrection. Insurrectionists don't walk in calmly unarmed and walk out a few minutes later.
Yeah, exactly. Crazy.
Take care. Thanks for the call. Welcome to the program, by the way. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian and Steve.
Yep.
Hey, Andrea, how are you?
I'm hanging in. How are you?
Hanging in.
Sad for our country.
Well, don't. The big test lies in front of us. Don't give up the ship before the battle.
I don't know. I wouldn't feel sad. I think things are going well. That speech last night, most of what I'm hearing, even from liberals, is it was a disaster. We haven't heard one Democrat defend that speech today.
There's something that I have nothing for Joe Biden, like zero. And trust me, I'm not giving up the ship. I'm just sad for where our country is with the leadership of these people. But there's something that's bothering me about last night, and I cannot find a definitive answer. So I'm hoping maybe somebody in the military will call. If you notice, when President Trump has his rallies, the flag is always horizontal. Anytime these Democrats, like Biden and Harris, it's always vertical, and I cannot find the definitive meaning of that. Like, I can't get one consistent answer as to what the vertical flag means.
Probably nothing. I think you're probably reading into it too much.
I don't know.
When you say vertical, what do you mean? Because I don't understand what you... I mean, I know what vertical, I know what horizontal mean, but... okay, so what, do they have the flag hanging on the wall? And like the Trump people, they bring out the flagpoles? Is that kind of what you mean?
No. When Trump has his rallies, the flags are horizontal, meaning the stripes run parallel, like blinds, like how blinds are. The stripes run parallel. When Biden, the flag that they fly, Biden and Harris, anytime they're standing in front of the flag, the stripes are running lengthwise. They're vertical. Now, the horizontal stripes...
Do you know what she's talking about, Steve? I have no idea what she's talking about.
Everything that we sat through last night and everything we watched and everything that's coming down this weekend with Trump making his first appearance since the invasion of his home, you telling me that this is the thing you're worried about more than anything?
No, I did not like anything that Biden had to say, but I will say this. He really just showed what a complete tyrant he is. That will stop at nothing.
Well, we can agree on that.
All right. Hey, listen, Andre, I appreciate the call. I'm trying to figure out what she means by the flag, but I had no idea. Okay, I might hurt myself. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi.
Yeah, good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Delray Beach. Brian?
Brian and Delray.
Brian and Brian.
Hi. How you doing, Steve? How you doing?
Good.
I just want to say, I got a million things to say, but I want to say one thing. You know, he always says mega this, mega that. Why don't they say what it means? Make America great again. That's what it means. Who don't want to make America great?
Democrats.
I can't believe it. It was, I caught the speech on an air TV with an antenna. Excuse me. And it just seemed like, it seemed very evil. This guy is very evil, and he says we all hate America. We all love America. We just hate the administration right now.
They don't love America, and you know what their thing is, you know, about this, you know, the Make America Great Again. They do say it sometimes, okay? They're just they what they've done. There's too much. People are reading too much into it. MAGA Republicans, and I did not come up with this. I saw a conservative commentator on Fox the other day, and I can't remember who it was that said this, but they made a good point. They said this MAGA Republicans, it's a PR firm. They hired a PR marketing firm to come up with a phrase and a term and a brand, and someone said MAGA Republicans. That's all. People, you're reading too much into the stripes and the angles, and why won't they say this? This is, you know, when Obama was losing all the time, he would say, we're not communicating enough. We're not communicating well enough. They're all about, you know, it's like that Greg too. Greg for DeSantis. He's as liberal as a gay guy coming out of a bathhouse in San Francisco at 4 a.m. But if he says Greg for DeSantis, people will think he's a Republican. Everything with Democrats, I didn't say he's gay, I said he's liberal as. Everything with Democrats is branding, and it's just a phrase that they came up with. But hey, listen, we got to run for our break. Thanks for the call. We'll callers on hold, by the way. Stand by. Back after this. And it's just a phrase that they came up with. But hey, listen, we got to run for our break. Thanks for the call. We'll callers on hold, by the way. Stand by. Back after this.
The longest running radio show in the state of Florida. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
All right, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated, as we do every day at this time with the Gold and Precious Metals Report. Last one of the week. William Youngerman, how the metals look today?
Metals slightly rebounding after a week of lower prices, giving us great buying opportunities all the way through yesterday, which gold fell $13.20, closing at $1,698.20 the ounce. Silver was down 18 cents, breaking below that $18 number for $17.81. Platinum was down $22 at $828, while palladium lost $79 at $1,939. Most of the day, the stock market was down dramatically, but then recovered towards the close, which gave us impetus towards higher prices today. We did get a little recovery so far in the precious metals, with gold at $17.0530, up $7.10. Silver up 9 cents at $17.90. Platinum up $5 at $8.33, and palladium up $26 at $1,956 the ounce.
You know, I'm looking at these prices today. The metals, of course, one of those buying opportunities where the metals are on sale. And you're the expert, not me, William Youngerman, but I'm looking at gold at these prices. This is a time to either pick up more gold, or if you're not involved in it, jumping in at these prices, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. We should be bottoming out somewhere around here in a very oversold situation also. But that being said, we would certainly advise anybody to take advantage of adding to their positions. Like today.
Absolutely, absolutely. And can you tell people, William Youngerman, that no matter where they're located throughout America, the world, or another part of South Florida, how you can do business with them over the phone?
Absolutely. You can just simply call us at our 800 number and lock in the price and wire the funds or overnight a check, and we can have the metals in the mail the same day or the next day to you. No problem.
Yeah, that's right. And a lot of our listeners throughout America call and buy the metals from William Youngerman over the phone, and it's a great way to do it. And you will get more metals for your money than these online places, I promise you, through William Youngerman. That number, they open up weekdays at 10 a.m., 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010, online, WilliamYoungerman.com, or stop right in. Located at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway, on the south side of Palmetto Park Road, right here in Boca Raton. All right, have a great weekend, William Youngerman, and we'll talk on Tuesday.
Okay, thank you.
All right, back after this.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Okay, and with that being said, I'm Brian, Steve back. We're going to go... That's what I was just going to say. I didn't want to think the way that I ended the gold report. I didn't want people to think we will not be here Monday. Steve and I work most every holiday except Christmas. I do take off Christmas, but we will be here live on Labor Day Monday. So, and because there's a Trump rally tomorrow night in Pennsylvania, and we do not want to miss that and tomorrow night. And then on Monday, we'll be talking about the rally. Now, I just want to say, before we go back to the phones, I just want to take a quick moment to tell everyone about this incredible deal that is going to end without notice on the MyPillow 3-inch mattress topper. It is 50% off. This is the mattress topper I sleep on each and every night. I have for over a year. It has changed my life. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I was up late after this Biden thing watching the commentators, but that little bit of sleep I got was well-rested, deep sleep because of the 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper on top of my bed. And right now, 50% off. It is the lowest price ever on the 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper when you use our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, at mypillow.com. You can also order by phone, toll-free, 1-800-716-4879, 1-800-716-4879, promo code Kane, Kane. All right, let's go back to the phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian from Deerfield.
Hey, Deerfield, what's up?
I listened to that speech in its entirety last night, and I can tell you, I don't think I've ever heard a darker speech come out of an administration than I heard last night. And I was trying to think, have you ever heard a president even come close to that?
No, and it was random. There wasn't, like, I'll give you an example. To me, it reminded me of the speech that George W. Bush gave after the 9/11 terrorist attacks, but there was no event. If, like, for example, if the January 6th committee had come out with their finding yesterday, at least he would have had something to reference. It was random, just out of the blue, getting the Trump hate off the chest.
Go to the declaration of war against countries who support the Republican Party, the Trump administration. And from our commander-in-chief.
Well, I think it backfired. I think this is going to go down as one of the biggest mistakes in presidential history, at least since color television has been in existence.
Unite the Republicans and the conservatives, and I think he's actually driven polarization amongst his own Democratic Party. I think a lot of them, were very skeptical of this guy. Now they know he's a total nut job. Total nut job.
I talked to a caller about this in the last hour. Biden didn't do this on his own. All the people around him, hundreds of people were involved in this. Speech writers, they had to rehearse. The entire White House, the cabinet, they all thought this was a good idea or it wouldn't have happened. Biden didn't go out and do anything on his own. Can't even ride a bike.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's any doubt the deep state is alive and well in the Biden administration.
Mm-hmm.
Disgrace for this country. What we saw last night was an absolute disgrace.
Well, what it shows you the Trump derangement syndrome inside the Washington, D.C. Beltway. That in D.C., they think that sounds great. You get outside of D.C., people are like, whoa, is this America?
Didn't like it last night. I'm anxious to see what the TV ratings will be for the Trump rally on Saturday night.
Well, for that, the TV would have to carry it. It's going to be on Newsmax. It'll be on OAN, but that's it on TV.
That's it. Wow, what a shame. But that thing is going to go down in history as one of the worst moments in the history of the United States.
It's going to go down in one of the worst moments in presidential speech history. It'll be forgotten, maybe, hopefully. But that was a bad moment with the lighting, the Marines, the rhetoric, the anger, the fist in the air. It looked a little bit like Lenin or Hitler, frankly, and I'm not kidding. I don't just say that. I mean, it looked like Hitler with the hands up in the air. All right. Hey, listen, thanks for the call. By the way, also, if you miss a portion of the show each day, about an hour after we sign off the air, around 10 o'clock every day, the entire radio show is uploaded to our radio station website, oldiessouthflorida.com. And by the way, they're archived up there and stay up there forever. And this has only been going on a couple of months, so you can only go back a couple months. But from that point forward, they will be there forever. oldiessouthflorida.com. The entire radio show, an incredible studio quality sound. It sounds as good as I'm hearing in my headphones here at the radio station. And yeah, it's very good. And you can listen to it on our radio station website in podcast form or download it onto your computer or mobile device and listen to it at your leisure. oldiessouthflorida.com. Every day about an hour after we sign off the air, it's there for you. All right, good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Debbie from Illinois.
Hey, Debbie.
Yeah, I'm independent. He lost my vote. I can tell you that. You know, it's not only Republicans. He lost independents, and like that man said before, maybe some moderate Democrats. That was disgusting, a disgrace. And I know he's a puppet. He was put up to that. They like you said, they paid for. It's amazing that this.
Let me ask you. Hold on. You say you're an independent. That's cool. But were you really not going to vote for Biden until last night?
Vote for him at all.
Okay, so you said he lost your vote last night. He had lost your vote before, but if he had it, he would have lost. Okay.
That was like the nail in the coffin there. And they set him up. They basically set him up because they know he's not going to be running in 24.
Oh, really? Oh, that interest. I wish you would have called earlier. You think like a radio talk show host. You believe that speech last night was the Democrat Party setting Joe up to get him out of the way to run somebody else in 24? Isn't that interesting? Wow.
Because they mentioned, like you say, he rants all the time. He's yelling like an elderly man that's like in a nursing home. He's a setup guy. But there's a lot of people that think that he's a puppet, and they're using him because they're going to bring in some whatever other discussion.
It has when you say it has a ring of truth about it.
Yeah, and don't forget, next week, My Son Hunter is released, the Robert Davi film about Joe and Hunter.
I saw Davi on the Tim cast. He was on there. Oh man, he's great, Davi.
Yeah, Robert Davi. He's a very good actor. He was in Die Hard and Goonies. He's a very good actor.
He's that trailer was awesome.
Mm-hmm. All right, hey, listen, thanks for the call from Illinois. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Sandra from Delray.
Hey, Sandra.
Hey, Sandy.
Hi. Hillary made a speech very similar when she called the MAGA people deplorables, and that was the end of her career.
That's true.
I think is very similar. Very similar.
Excellent analogy.
See, Sandra, the thing with this, good points there. See, if he would have given this speech the day after the Capitol breach, okay, as an example, it'd still be wrong and outrageous, but at least he would be responding to something. And a lot of people would say, yeah, this thing that happened yesterday, but there was no happening. It was so out of the blue. You understand what I mean by that? It was so strange. Strange. Do you think that the last caller said that they think that Biden was set up by the Democrats to get him out of the way in 2024 to destroy him? What do you think?
When she said that, it hit a bell. I said, that explains it. It really does. It really does.
We have smart listeners.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, thanks for the call, Sandra. Have a great weekend. All right, and don't forget, Steve and I will be here live on Monday, Labor Day. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, guys. This is JJ from Mass.
Hey.
Hey, JJ.
Good morning. And Brian, I wanted to apologize for the last time I called the show. I'm just sorry about that.
I've forgotten about it. I don't even know what you're referencing. Did I have to dump you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, don't repeat it. Don't repeat it. It happens.
It was nothing bad, but it was bad enough. So anyway, but as far as Biden goes, the last caller, the one before that brought that up, that really did ring a bell, because I can't believe that somebody wrote that stuff that Biden said. It wasn't Biden,
and he rehearsed it.
Yeah, and you have to be from a pretty dark place. I mean, a bubble. I mean, a bubble is one thing, but a bubble of stupidity and idiocy. Think that was going to go over well. It's
I remember when because I referenced earlier that it reminded me of G.W. Bush's speech about Al Qaeda right after 9/11. George Bush, remember this? G.W. Bush, they asked him about bin Laden, and he said we have an old poster in Texas, wanted dead or alive. Remember that? Oh, how can you say this? Wanted. That's what Biden did last night. Really? And bin Laden committed multiple terrorist acts and killed more people on 9/11 than the Japanese killed at Pearl Harbor. I mean,
just watching it and listening to it, and I could only do it for a little bit. You should get a participation award of some type, maybe Medal of Freedom.
It was 26 minutes or something. Now, come on.
Listen to that. I mean, I would need to definitely, I'd have to get up and take a quick shower, maybe listen to some classical music or something, but listening to it and the theater of it was just, a few words, single words come to mind, like insane or crazy or bizarre.
Well, we were talking earlier, the lighting to make him look like he was Satan giving a speech from hell is bizarre.
Theater of it is just the whole thing. Everything about this administration is theater and propaganda. But to me, the one word that really hits it home for me and the whole administration now, all branches of the government, the media and the administrative state, is just inappropriate. Everything they do, from the FBI going after parents at school board meetings to the IRS confiscating funds.
Yeah.
I saw this on YouTube maybe it was a week or so back, and I've seen other videos like it where the IRS goes.
Well, listen, we're running out of time, but call us next week, JJ. Appreciate it, and your apology is accepted. Now, one of the reasons I keep telling everyone we're going to be here on Labor Day, Monday, live, taking your calls, is not just because I want you guys to know we'll be here live. You owe it to us to listen. When Steve has a studio in his home, I got to drive here. And let me tell you, I'll be the only one on my way to work when I'm driving here at 5 a.m. on Monday morning. Everyone else is going to be a drunk on the road on the way home from a 5 a.m. bar. So I'm really kind of taking my life in my hands being here live on Labor Day. I'm serious. I've driven... Exactly. Guilt trip. I'm very, very serious. And I know what it... Boy, oh boy. When I come in on these holidays, Steve, it's very strange. It's very strange. But that's what it is. You should stay off the road, though, Labor Day morning, guys. Just tune us on wherever you're at. We will be here live. Don't forget the Trump rally tomorrow night in Pennsylvania. This is a big one. Trump's got a lot to say. We have the speech last night he'll comment on, the break-in of his home at Mar-a-Lago, and a whole bunch more. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. We are here weekday mornings from 5 until 9 a.m. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane has been with us, of course, and the Steve Kane Show has been on the air since 1977, celebrating 45 years on the radio. God bless America, and God bless Donald Trump. All right, guys. Hey, listen. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Make sure you like the video. All right, guys? And subscribe if you're new. I got to take off, but I'll see you soon. All right? Thanks again.